upset. I was just upset. You know, if my wife was not here, I would have been thinking to say, no, it's because I'm alone, whatever. But I was just upset. I was upset by a number of things. I was upset by a number of things on Independence Day. I was just upset. I was upset. I think the press statement that came from State House relating to Sunday Sinyangwe's event, that statement just made me upset. It made me upset. It spoiled my Independence Day. Why was I upset about that press statement? I must make a comment on it. I was very upset with that statement because, firstly, I didn't see the need why State House had to issue a statement relating to an event that was cancelled by the police. I didn't see the need for the police, for the State House to come and make a statement on that event, you know. And then the details of the statement were also just all over the place. They were not presidential. They were not presidential. Thirdly, it weakened that statement weakened the police's ability to enforce the law. A state is governed by the law, and the enforcers of the law are the police. And so State House is, you know, the president is the commander-in-chief. The president is the one that supervises the police, is the one that has I don't know how to put it, but the president is part of the police. So, as the president as part of the police, there is no way he would be coming in the public, you know, admonishing the police in the manner that statement did, or in the way that statement, you know, suggested. No, it was wrong. I don't know why that event was cancelled, but if I were the president, upon hearing that an event was cancelled, you know, a religious event was cancelled in the manner that event was cancelled, there is no way I was going to issue a statement. There is no way. There is no way I was going to issue a statement. I would have found out, you know, before saying anything. I would have found out before saying anything to say what really happened. Okay? And if there was a mistake on the part of the police, I was not going to come out and admonish the police in public. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I would have instituted disciplinary actions, you know, administratively, without bringing it out to the public. That is how I would have handled. I would have handled the situation, and I'm putting my face, because I had already spoken about this, but I'm putting my face to that, because I don't want anyone to think that I am UPND and I'm just a praise singer who is going to accept anything. No, Tefo Mbomba, I want to really strongly emphasize on this, because if I don't, some of you, this is how you get disappointed. Some of you, this is how you come up to say, hey, but you were supporting Hakainde Hichilema. Hey, how come whatever? Please, get me right. Get me right. Even some of you who are singing praises for me, when things go wrong, really go wrong, especially relating to, the well-being of the state. I will not support anyone. No, I will not. Nakana. I will not support wrong things in as far as the well-being of the state is concerned. I will not. Nakana. It doesn't matter who you are. Even Hakainde Ichilema, I will criticize. Even Brian Mundubile, because if you must know, honestly speaking, in 2026, my support is on President Hakainde Hichilema. No two ways about it. And this situation is not going to change. At this point in time, we are going into 2026. My support is for Hakainde Hichilema. If there is any other person, if Hakainde Hichilema is not in the picture, if Hakainde Hichilema was not in the picture, or whatever it is, my support would be on Brian Mundubile. But we cannot have two presidents at a time. We can only have one president at a time. Hakainde Hichilema is there. Hakainde Hichilema is doing quite well so far, from my point of view. You may have a different view, but from my point of view, and I think I'm being very objective, I'm looking at things as they are, and that is why I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema. I'm not supporting Hakainde Hichilema for myself. No. I'm not supporting Hakainde Hichilema for myself. I'm not supporting Hakainde Hichilema for myself. I'm not supporting Hakainde Hichilema because I want to come back to Zambia. No. I don't need to come back to Zambia. My well-being is not just to be in Zambia. No. I'm okay here. Nawa kashwando poverty na vesa kuno. Nawa kashwando na vesa. No mwana wanda naisa. Nabambi babili. Although bakalamba, if they want, they can also come. So I'm not in any pressure at all to come back to Zambia. Mwalesa waide, Alex I want whatever you have even seen. Ndekulo mushi, kukulo mushuku, kukulo mushi. Nale mieva ina tikowe ndepo kisa Zambia. Imwawe ndepo Zambia. Abakashwali mubutuka. Watu. Abakashwande bali kuno. Abakashwande kuno. So ni pressure ishinala kwati. Fish nala kutukira kuzambi, fo nala kutukira kuzambi. Fya kwati inshitishepo conscience yende. Inshitishepo I should sell my conscience for me to get back to Zambia. No. I don't have that pressure. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have that pressure now. I don't have that pressure. And frankly speaking, God has been ahead of me. From the time that I left Zambia, even before I left Zambia, God has been going ahead of me. I have not struggled in a big way. I have not suffered in a big way ever since I left Zambia. I have not. God has been, in front of me, paving ways, and I am okay. So each another such share conscience and change it. Why am I going to support Hakainde Hichilema if really I'm not convinced? Why am I going to support Hakainde Hichilema? Why? I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema because I'm convinced that really, at the moment, this is the best man that we have. There is no one that comes anywhere near Hakainde Hichilema. There is no one. Who comes near? No, there is no one. Not even Brian Mundubile comes near. I am saying yes. In the event that Hakainde Hichilema is not there, my support would be on Brian Mundubile. But at the moment, Brian Mundubile doesn't come anywhere near. I know he is going to contest the 2026 general elections, but I know he will not get ama votes to Alanda Tiyo Shani. Hakainde Hichilema is going to win big time, 96%. 96%. So the point I'm trying to tell you is that some of you like to say, no, he's doing this because he wants to come back. No, he's doing it. No. Tefom bomba. Panopeli, panoso. Kutina apili bukanga pa musengere. Kutina apili bukanga pa bedi. If Ato Hakainde Hichilema is going to do something that is wrong, that affects the well-being of the state, we must all sacrifice for the state. That is my beliefs. Those are my ideologies. We must preserve the state. Just like, when you look at the ants and the bees, their number one priority is the colony. They protect the colony. They protect the queen. That is number one. And that is how I look at patriotism. But for me, patriotism is that, number one, we must make sure that the state remains, the state prospers, the state is well. That is you are very, very important. Ndefo mungumfikishe wonse fie na mweba ne supporta UPND, mweba ne supporta wakainde ba UPND. Ndefo mungumfikishe sana. Because Mailom kesa ya piluka tayari no, it's not reliable. Nalikuwa tama principles. There are things that I don't compromise. When it comes to the state, you must respect the state. We must all sacrifice for the state. So, that statement, if Mileku State House, whether Hakainde Ichilema sanctioned it and or not, for me, that statement was wrong. That statement was wrong. It was very wrong. That statement, because of cancelling the issue of Asinyangwe, that statement was wrong. It was very wrong. No, the president didn't know about it. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. In as far as the president is concerned, the impression that should always be there is that the president knows. Just like Hakainde Hichilema himself said that I'm Shushu number one. I'm Shushu number one. That should be the attitude or the image that should be given, the impression that should be given to the public, that the president knows everything. If you start giving an impression that the president doesn't know certain things and whatever, no, that is wrong. Yes, it is not that, the president is omnipresent. No, is all-knowing. No. But I shouldn't know what the president doesn't know. I shouldn't. I should be sitting to say, even the Panapel president Varentamba. That is the present, because when you give that, they are by nature disobedient. Or human beings, by nature they are disobedient. And human beings must be scared of something. There is nothing like absolute freedom. If you are going to live without fearing some authority, they will do terrible things. They will do terrible things which you cannot reverse. So there must be a fear. This is why the presidency should not just be taken lightly. Abantu bafira baletina presidency. Abantu bafira baletina president. Abantu bafira baletina respect presidency. So even this nonsense of trying to say no freedom of expression. No, the president must be respected. It doesn't matter who is there. The president must be respected. So, if that is the case, the presidency should not show weakness. The presidency should not be the first one to show weakness. Show weakness to who? To some religious grouping? To some religious guy? To some religious guy? You are trying to show weakness? No, it shouldn't be. We should have freedom of assembly, freedom of prayer and whatever. We should have that. But at the end of the day, we should submit to the state. This is not to say religious groupings should submit to the president like it is God. No. I am not deifying the president. I am not deifying the president. I am not making the president as God. No. But they should be free. They should pray to God, but they should follow the law. They should follow the law. They should act according to the law. Basande Sinyangwe, with many other religious groups, including our Catholic Church, should not be feeling like they are on top of the state. No, then it is wrong. Then it is wrong. They cannot be feeling like they are above the state. No, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. So the presidency, you cannot come out to say, no, the president didn't know about this. No. No, the police, we are going to investigate. State House is not an investigative wing. State House is not an investigative wing. State House can only issue statement, can only issue instructions for the right departments of the state to investigate a situation. And this investigation must be done before the president speaks out. How do you speak before you investigate? How do you speak before you investigate? Shut up, wait. Let them investigate, and this one, if you have to say something, then you say it. You can't speak before you investigate. So now, what if you find indeed the police were right? Then what? Then you come and issue a statement to say, yeah, the president were, the police were right. Okay, what if you find if they were wrong? Then you come out, no, yes, the police were wrong, and you're part of the police. So, by UPND, you make mistakes. You make mistakes. But it is normal anyway. Mistakes are normal, you know. But and when they happen, we should be able to point them out. And I'm pointing out a mistake. If you what, yes, no, paper, yes. And religious groupings, we must be very careful with religious groupings. I am a strong Christian, I'm a very strong Christian, a practicing Christian. But it shouldn't be now that we should tolerate anything from coming from the religious, from the religious groupings, whatever they may be. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that, because some of these religious groupings, I mean, they are politically inclined. Some of these religious leaders or church leaders are politically inclined. This is why, for me, if you are church, number politics, it's for mix. If you are church, if you are politics, for mix. I know a lot of politicians like this. We are going into the elections. We will be seeing, all these church leaders, all these political leaders, Muma churches. Yes, they should go and pray, but it shouldn't be a political ground. It shouldn't be. But you find that some of these church leaders, they are actually in front to promote politicians. And this I'm saying without exception. Even some of our Catholic priests, our Catholic priests and bishops, some of them are there, they are there to promote politicians. I am a Catholic. I'm not going to use my church for political campaign. No ways. You won't see me that. And even before, you haven't seen me, if I take a picture in church, it is not for me to show that, I'm a religious and whatever, I'm a Catholic, and therefore Catholics should support me. It is not the agenda. It is not the agenda. I talk about, church in encouraging people, to come closer to God, to deepen their faith, to have hope in God. That is why I talk about, I would take a picture and talk about my church, but not to use it as a political tool. But we have a number of church leaders that, are there to do politics using the pulpit. So we should be very careful. UPND, you should be very careful in terms of, these church leaders. That is a guilt that they put on you so that, you can tolerate if you it is a defense mechanism. They put a guilt on you, and then you, in trying to prove to people to say, no, I'm not a Satanist. No, I'm not a Mason. You accept if you have some of these church leaders have clearly shown that they are politically inclined. And as such, we should not entertain just to say, no, your work change, your work change. So, anyway, In a way, that statement made me very, very upset. And I condemn it. This was done by UPND, this was done by State House, and I am condemning it. And I want everybody to know that I will not accept anything that is wrong. No, I will not. It's the same thing with this issue of Edgar Lungu. This issue of Edgar Lungu, some of you actually have been saying, no, yeah, UPND. If you have followed me, those of you who have followed me, you will know that the genesis of me turning against the Lungu family is not because of UPND. I actually turned against Edgar Chagwa before he died. Before he died, how many times did I criticize Edgar Chagwa? How many times? No, but you have turned around. No, you said you are going to support the Lungu family at all costs. Not Mufia Bupuba. Not Mufia Bupuba. You have been circulating that statement, that heading. No, when Edgar Lungu was surrounded by the police when they went to cut that gate, and some of you have been, I'm going to defend the Lungu family, at all costs. It was relating to that which was happening at his house. It was not Mufia Bulokulondoloka. But some of you, you don't think properly. Mulifiko po, some of you, mulifiko po. You can't differentiate. That statement was for what was happening. Yes, I was going to defend. Not to continue Mufia Bupuba. No. I'm not going to defend Mufia Bupuba. I'm not. Especially when it relates to the state. I'm not. So this is not about UPND. Because the differences started even before Edgar Lungu died. I dropped this page. I stopped talking. Why did I stop talking? I stopped talking because I was not agreeing with Edgar Lungu. I was not agreeing. But Edgar Lungu was complaining. No, at least Mulet Tovasana, okay, Mulet Tovasana, what? He was saying that. I was not in agreement with the way Lungu was doing things. I was not in agreement because a number of times Lungu went his way in ways that I didn't agree. In ways that I didn't agree. Many things. This issue of convention, Mao Sampa, what happened to Mao Sampa? The issue of the convention, first of all, I started with Lungu should make a decision whether he's coming back or he's not. Lungu could not make that decision. He was saying it in the background. Yes, he was saying, yeah, I'm doing this. I was doing Alebwe Rap. I was shouting Alebwe Rap. How was I shouting Alebwe Rap if Lungu did not agree? He wanted, but it was in the background. It was in the background. I was singing Alebwe Rap because I had spoken to Lungu, and Lungu had agreed that, okay, he wants to come back. But from my point of view, I said, okay, I'll be shouting Alebwe Rap. And as I'll be shouting Alebwe Rap, Imova Lungu, you should be able to come out. You should be able to issue a statement to say, yes, I want Chintu. I want to go back into State House. You should come back and you should be able. And I said, actually, if you can't do that statement, go and chair a central committee meeting, Yaba PF. And the picture should come out, a statement should come out. The moment just that does, if that happens, it is okay. But because he couldn't come out, Lungu couldn't come out at the right time. I kept on insisting to Lungu, please come out, please come out. Please come out, please come out. He couldn't come out. And I said, okay, if you can't come out, go and chair a central committee meeting, Yawa PF, as president of PF. When the statements will be released, that will be it. It will speak for itself. Lungu didn't. Until Mao Sampa came in and did what he did. When Mao Sampa came in, again, even on that one, I said, let's engage Mao Sampa. Let's engage Mao Sampa because I knew that Mao Sampa, the law was on his side. The law was inside. In as much as that convention was fake, but by the fact that Mao Sampa went and changed the trustee names at the Registrar of Society, at the Registrar of Societies. Yeah. Registrar of Societies, yeah? Yeah. As much as he did, as long as he did that was it. So the only way was to engage Mao Sampa. And I was telling Balungu, let's engage Sampa. They never did. Brian Mundubire on the other side, he was doing that. It's Brian Mundubire and his colleagues that made Mao Sampa to go and meet Edgar Lungu. But Edgar Lungu himself, it was not the idea of Balungu. No, it wasn't. And even that, it was messed up because they had a meeting here. They couldn't agree. Balungu could not go in the direction that Mao Sampa wanted. Mao Sampa wanted money. He wanted to be compensated. Balungu said, no, I cannot be rewarding a person who has betrayed me. From my point of view, I was saying, Bakateka, my politics so forever. You know? I mean, let's play a fool. Let's play a fool. Do what Mao Sampa wants. So that you get back PF. Balungu Varikeli. And that's how things failed. From there, you know, Makebi Zulu was busy pushing Balungu. No, what is this? Immunity issue. There was that immunity issue. Immunity issue, I told them, this is a political issue. This is a political issue. And you can never resolve it. Mukoti. You can never resolve it Mukoti. But Kwisa, they were just busy. Na Makebi Zulu wabo fighting Kukoti, thinking like, you know, they will get anywhere. They didn't. When they lost on that day, on the, is it 10th December, when that ruling was made, when that judgment was made that no, Balungu is ineligible. At that point, I was very upset. And I clearly said it to say that this is it. This is the last nail in the coffin. This is the last nail in the coffin. This issue of talking about plan B, whatever, what plan B, Tapari Filipwapa. I used to say it in the background. But I could not come and say it, you know, strongly outside. Each time I came live to talk, I was talking in a way that, you know, scared to say, Nala, I will upset Balungu. What was the solution? The solution was to stop coming out live. That's when I stopped coming out live. You remember, those of you, you remember that I stopped coming out live. It is because we were not agreeing in the background. And from my point of view, the trajectory which Balungu took was not going to take us to State House. You can't win my elections. You can't take over government in the manner that Balungu was doing politics. Politics yakabisira. Politics yamukasino. You can't. Ama politics state game is not a game of chance. Kwatini gambling. Ama politics is not like gambling, like any nieve. That's why even some of you who are coming up now, I am criticizing you. I am telling you, save yourselves. You don't stand a chance. You don't stand a chance because politics is not just a game of chance. Yes, chance is always there. In everything, there is chance. Even when a plane, you know, crashes, you know, in the mid-air, there is a chance that you will survive. But what is the probability of that chance of you surviving when a plane crashes in the air? If a plane blows off in the air, there is a chance that you will survive. But what is the probability of that chance? What is the probability for you to survive? So yes, chance is everywhere. Chance is everywhere. Chance is everywhere. Even going to heaven, it's a chance. There is a chance that you will go to heaven. But if you are in a certain direction, what is the probability of you getting that chance? What is your chance? You are like flying with a defective engine in the air. You are flying with a defective engine. Defective engine in the sense that you are not part of Zambia. You have not been living in Zambia, Wamudoro. You have not been living in Zambia. You can't show for the fact that yes, indeed, you have been living in Zambia. No, you can't. Wamudoro, you have got issues. Defective engine. You are flying on a defective, you are flying in the air with a defective engine. You have got issues. Nimwo wakabwalala. Elulumbi mkwete. That is a reputation that you have. You are a con man. You are a con man whose money cannot really be substantiated, cannot easily be proven that yes, it is legitimate money. So how are you going to come to Zambia? How are you going to come to Zambia and become president? You are a BID politically, dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. You can't be. Mulitupopo imwe. Bamdoro. Mulitupopo. Die. You can't. Mulituma embryo to afwa. You are dead. You can't do anything. And mark my words, you will see this. Yes. Some people are saying, oh no, what is this? That is this destiny. I saw winter water mwambas saying, what is if that is his destination? I love his faith. Well, he's a reverend. Water mwambas is a reverend. Me, I'm not a reverend. Yeah, we all believe in God. I believe in God. But me, I'm not a reverend. To have such faith that, I mean, yes, it's possible. That is possible. There is that chance. But the probability, what is the probability of Mudoro becoming president? Just Mudoro to make it to ballot paper is an issue. Many of these people will not be on the ballot paper. Many of these people will not be on the ballot paper. So, it's not a game of chance. Balungu was playing, was trying to become president again. You know, Nengarato. Gambling. He was really playing. He was a gambler. He was gambling at coming back as president. And Tefo Mbomba. Tefo Mbomba, I'm not a guy that will come here saying one thing, but in the background I'm doing something else. Me, I'm a straight guy. If I don't agree with Hakainde Hichilema, I will not put up a face, you know, and laugh around. Therefore now. If I agree with you, I agree with you, and I'll tell you. If I don't agree with you, I don't agree with you. Brian Mundubiri, for example, is a good friend of mine. He's a man that I respect. But I cannot pretend. I cannot be telling Brian Mundubiri to say, ukawina my elections. No. Tefo Mbomba, Tete, and Brian Mundubiri knows me very well. He knows. And he knows that what I'm saying is true. He knows that what I'm saying is true. He cannot win an election. He's my friend, yes. I respect him, yes, but he can't win an election. He can't win 2026. He can't. So, if I wanted, you know, because Brian Mundubiri is my friend, he's a person that I respect, I would have continued. Brian Mundubiri. What would I be doing? What kind of friendship would that be? It will not be friendship. It is a hypocritical friendship. It is a fake friendship. Where there is true friendship, tell a person the truth. I cannot discuss other issues, of course. I cannot come and start pointing out, oh no, Mundubiri this, Mundubiri that. I cannot do that. But I will tell you for a fact that no, he cannot win. He cannot win. And Hakainde Hichilema, it's not to say no, because he can't win, I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema. There are reasons why I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema. No, but you said, Hakainde Hichilema this, you said this, you said this. Hakainde Hichilema has actually developed. He has developed politically. He has developed as a president. The Hakainde Hichilema that we were criticizing, the Hakainde Hichilema that we were saying, no, he's a tribalist. The Hakainde Hichilema that we were saying is a tribalist. He has shown that actually he's not a tribalist. He has shown. Some of you are just fixed it because somebody is telling you, he's using that. No, Hakainde Hichilema is a tribalist. No. Why am I saying Hakainde Hichilema is not a tribalist? Look at the people that he has appointed. Look at the people that he has appointed. Look at the people that are in government right now. If anything, I mean, some of these people who are in his government, he has maintained them, you know, not because they are so good. No, but he's maintaining, you know, the regional balance. The regional balance. There are some people that are useless in that government, but Hakainde Hichilema is keeping them to maintain the regional balance. And I respect him for that. If anything, whatever. If anything, the people that, look at the people that Hakainde Hichilema has dismissed. Look at the people that Hakainde Hichilema has dismissed. We have people, more people coming from the southern part who have been dismissed than those who are coming from the other regions. We don't have the paging that like we did in the time of our PF. During the time of our PF, it was people were being removed from their employment based on their names. Based on their names. It is not happening. It is not happening. Even people that you are saying, no, bali mufifungo, hey, he's jailing people, Tabulate all of them. They have got cases and well-prosecuted cases behind them with judgments that really point to the evidence. What are you talking about to say, no, Hakainde Hichilema is tribal? No, he has clearly shown. No, from your perspective, but from the country's perspective, Hakainde Hichilema is doing very well. Hakainde Hichilema is doing very well. Look at what experts are saying about our country. We have regained investor confidence. There is physical discipline. You are not seeing slave queens playing around with money. You are not seeing cadres playing around with money. Because Hakainde Hichilema has brought fiscal discipline. There is development, human development. If you don't understand, if you want to develop a country, the first thing is to develop people. If you want to develop a country, the first thing is to develop people. That is the best, that's the first investment. And Hakainde Hichilema has brought free education to that effect. Free education because he wants to develop human beings. If you want to build roads, if you want to do whatever you want to do, they have to be people. They have to be skills that can be able to carry out whatever you want to do. And how will those skills come up? They will only come up if people are educated. And that is where Hakainde Hichilema has put. If you go and check our manifesto, if you check our constitution, part of our objective is human development. Is number one, it's key. It is coming out number one. So it agrees with my vision. You need people to be educated. You need people to know how to read. Some of you are cheated very much because of your poor education. Because of your poor education. A lot of people are cheated because of poor education, but if people are enlightened, manipulation politically is reduced, abuse is reduced, violence is reduced, crime is reduced. So it is good. He has brought that you are belittling because you think that development. This is the difference. This is the problem that we have. According to you, development chisankunta chandarama bakuperindarama isha kuiba. Awe bosi ni bosi. Atinani huyu. Malanji aliyafosana abantu. I hate those people shouting. Malanji aliyafosana abantu. Ukura bulendarama shakuiba ule pera abantu atule afwa abantu. Is that development? That is not development. Development is to invest in human development. That is development. And you don't invest it by giving people no. You put money into the government system and then it develops people into education. That is a plus for me. Talk about development on the community level. That is CDF. Anyway, there are a number of issues that I can talk about here. But that is not the day. This is not the day for it. The point I'm trying to make is that Bantuan Kane, Edgar Lungu, I had moved away from Edgar Lungu, supporting Edgar Lungu because of the way he was going. I had moved away because I didn't want to pretend. And since I couldn't come here and start criticizing some of the things that I didn't agree, I switched off. I switched off. When I switched off, was UPND there? Is it UPND that told me, no, Tayali, stop talking? No, it wasn't UPND. It wasn't Hakainde Hichilema. It wasn't. Balungu bese bafwe. Balungu bafwa nomba. Na shala nde diringa na vena makebi Zulu. The cohorts of ba Edgar Lungu. The first thing they said, let's hide that Lungu is dead. Let's hide that Lungu is dead. Who said let's hide? Is it Hakainde Hichilema? Is it UPND? I am saying this, I'm emphasizing this, I'm laying this background because I have seen a number of people, they are thinking, no, Tayali is doing this because he wants to be paid by UPND, because he's being paid by UPND, no, because he wants to come back to Zambia. No. Balungu was there, I was criticizing him, and he was complaining, and I felt, let me just stop talking. That's how I stopped talking. Balungu bafwa, people say, no, let's hide that Balungu is dead. They wanted to continue posting on the page to say Balungu Balandef, Balungu Balandef, Balungu Balandef. I refused. I refused. I insisted that no, it can't happen. Announce that. It was part of my pressure that you saw that Tasila Lungu coming out to announce to say Balungu Navafwa. So before Balungu Bafwile Kumacha, Balungu Bafwile Kumacha, Bafwile Kumacha Bushi. Look, what time did the Tasila Lungu come to announce? They took that time because they were scheming. They were scheming how to handle the situation. They wanted to take advantage of the situation to propel themselves into removing Hakainde Hichilema from power. And that was communicated to me. I refused. I refused. Hakainde Hichilema, UPND, they were not there. I was still with the PF. I was still with the co-hosts of Edgar Lungu. Those are the people that I was still interacting with. They threatened me. If you continue, we will not be supporting you. I said, to hell with your money. I said, to hell with your money. And here I am. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. Because it's God that looks after me. Anyone who is going to think that to say, no, because I'm the one that is helping Tayali, then I can call the shots. Anyone who thinks that, no, because I'm helping Tayali, then I can call the shots. No. You are being naive. You are being stupid. If you really think that you can control me with whatever resources, you are being stupid. You are wasting your time. Help me because you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, or if you don't want to help me, keep your money. Keep your money. Keep your money because you'll be disappointed. When things don't go right, I will not support you. Once we see there, no, Dad is not loyal. I'm not loyal to Blokulondoroka. I am not loyal to Blokulondoroka. And that is what happened when Lungu died. People wanted me to follow Ifya Blokulondoroka. What was that Ifya Blokulondoroka? No, we should hide Lungu is dead. No, I refuse. No, we should not go and bury Lungu in Zambia. I refused. And I've been refusing, I've been emphasizing that Lungu should be buried in Zambia. My issue on all this is about Balungu should be buried in Zambia. Why? Because Balungu is a state property. Balungu owes Zambia the presidency. The 7th and 60th president. He owes us that. He owes us that. We need to account for 60th or 7th. Am I getting confused? 7th ni Hakainde. 60th. KK FTJ Mwanawasa Arabi Sata. Yes, 60th president. Balungu owes us the 60th presidents. Balungu owes us the 60th presidents. He owes us. We need to account for the 60th presidents. We need to account for the 60th president. When we are writing history, we should be able to show apa uyuni first president, uyuni second president. That's why we have that embassy pack, is to be able to account for our former leaders, for our presidents, not in an individual. No, for our presidents, we should be able to account. So far we are accounting. We have akaunda. We can be able to say apapa kaundo powalala. From there we can be able to account apa epo chilwalala. Apa epo ntwanikane mwanawasa alala. Apa epo arabi alala. Apa epo ntwanikane satalala. Apa epo lungu alala. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, we should be able to account. But some of you can't understand this. That's why free education is important. You can't understand that, some of you. You can't understand that. You don't understand the importance of the state history, our country's history. You don't understand it. Ku France vakabola lavaiva ama necklace yava kashiva kwa Napoleon. It is not so much about the value of the necklace. It is not about to say no, the necklace was weighing so much. The value is that those things which were stolen, they are part of the heritage of the French history. That's why they are costing millions. It is not about how many grams they weigh. It is about the history that they carry. And as a person who is patriotic, a person who wants to lead a country, you ought to know about these things. Not filaka no inengana isa whatever. It means you don't understand statecraft. You don't understand statecraft. But if you understand statecraft, Valungu owes us that. We need that. We need the 60th president. We need the 60th president apa. Chakwa 60th president. Ichakwa 60th president. Some of you have been saying, no, no. Chakwa 60th president. Mpaka ferunga kawela kesa ingira muli chilindile keni mieve. Chilindi tapaka wakashika muumbi. Chilindi chakwa 60th president. Chikala mulolela lungu. Whether he's dead or not dead, chikala mulolela chilindi. Mpaka kese ingira paria. We must account for the 60th president. Lungu owes us. It is because Mulima Fontini, you don't understand statecraft. That's why you think that, no, we can just bury him that side. No, he's a former head of state. We need to account for him. He has to go there. He is a state asset. He is a state asset. He must go there. And that is my point. It is not about Hakainde Hichilema. No, it is not about UPND. It is about accounting. It is about accounting the state. The state history, the state valuables of the state. Lungu is a valuable of the state. Whether he became president by hooks or crooks, by chance or by conquering, we have to account for him. He is the 60th. There is nobody else who is going to take that position. There is nobody else who is going to go in that chirindi. It is the 60th president. We must account for him. That is my position. Even if Hakainde Hichilema took a different state, if Hakainde Hichilema had said, no, it's okay, tonight I would have been hammering Hakainde Hichilema. I'm telling you, if Hakainde Hichilema had said, no, Lungu, let him be buried with Kokwine, I would have been insisting, I would have been criticizing Hakainde Hichilema for taking that position. Glad, in this case, Hakainde Hichilema is saying, let him come and be buried in Zambia. He's a former head of state. We agree. That is the only reason why we are speaking the same language. It is not about yo Tayali once whatever. No. We are speaking the same language. If we are not speaking the same language, I would have been criticizing Haka in the I would have been criticizing Haka. I would have been making these statements. These lives, I would have been making them criticizing Haka in the Glad enough, this time around, we agree. We agree. Now, all this, Avena Makebi Zulu, Nawa Esther Lungu, they have been doing all this. It is not about the state. It is not about the state. Uyuma Kebi Zulu, Nawa Esther Lungu, they are disregarding our state. They are disrespecting our state. They are disrespecting our state. They want to keep a valuable thing of our president, because it's a thing, but a valuable thing of our state, they want to keep it outside Zambia. They are not patriotic. They are not patriotic. They are not. They are not patriotic. And now, people who have not been patriotic, they are the ones who want to come back and ascend to presidency. Makebi Zulu, the guy who has been the most unpatriotic Zambia at this point in time, the most unpatriotic Zambian, is the guy that wants to come back and say, I want to contest as president. What nonsense is that? What kind of a country are we? That we are going to take fools like Makebi Zulu, people who don't respect our state, people who are not patriotic, and we say he should become president. What foolishness, what audacity is that? What do these Lungu family take us for? The Lungu family have disrespected the Zambian people by denying them an opportunity for them to mourn their leader, their 60th president. Zambians have been robbed emotionally. Zambians have been robbed emotionally. By who? Makebi Zulu and Esther Lungu. I've received phone calls. I've received text messages. I've received text messages. I've got your text message. I've read it. But out of the respect that I have for you, I've decided to keep quiet because I can't interact with you. There is another person, another prominent person, former minister in Walungu family. My mom, I'm not going to mention her. I'm not going to mention her because I respect her. You know, she is a politician, but she's one of those respected politicians. Those politicians that, you know, you don't want to drag into these kind of things. No. Bamumbipiri, because bamumbipiri, you know, ni bamumbipiri. Namapenenga na isolama phone line. She can be able to call. So I can mention Wamumbipiri. I've got no problem mentioning Wamumbipiri. But that other mom, I'm not going to mention it. But mom, I've heard you. I've heard what you said. But I want you to understand me that I'm speaking from a conscience. Because some of you are saying, why are you dragging, you know, Esther Lungu in this? Esther Lungu, if you must know, Esther Lungu, she is the next king. The next of king, whatever, the next king. Yeah, I think that it's so much writer. She is the next king. But Esther ever in charge. But Esther ever in charge. You cannot discuss the whole shenanigans. You can't discuss the shenanigans surrounding Edgar Lungu's burial without Esther. No, you can't. Because she's the next king. But she is in charge. Number one person in as far as Walungu's burial is concerned, Niva Esther. Ever number one. So whatever Makebi Zulu has been doing, Makebi Zulu has been drawing the strength from Esther Lungu. If Esther Lungu decides that no, we should go and bury, let's go and bury. Ichitumbi kuti chaisa kuzambia. Tuashika no kushika as the head of state. But Esther, she is part of the shenanigans. All these shenanigans that have been going on, that Esther is part of this. All these schemes that have been going on with this, that Esther is part of this. When they were saying, no, we should not announce that Lungu is dead. When they wanted to hide that Lungu is dead, let us hide that. When they wanted to hide, how could they think of this? How could they even communicate it to people like myself? If Esther was not part of the plan, how? So some of you, no, you are being insensitive. You are talking about the widow. Which widow? Which widow goes into starts sitting in a meeting with people to plan? For which widow does that? I think which widow? Which widow? Which widow lady la? Uledi lo mulume wakwe. Umulume wakanafwa. Ambo kikala mama meeting. Ambo fya kola chitama plan. Which widow? Which widow? No, guys. Let's face things. Let's face reality as it is. Let's say the truth. No. They are mourning. Imwe, are you serious? Are these Lungu family? Have they been mourning? Have they shed tears for Edgar Lungu? These people are callous. These people have got no hearts. These people are not grieving. These people are chancers. These people are people that are turning upside down our culture. Balelete ni pamba. Hey, no tayari. Hey, walishama. Hey, ukafomfo hivi. Tetimfo hivi. Nshashama. Awa shama. Nyawa basungile chitumbi chakwa Lungu muna nikane for 5 months. Eva shama. Eva kafomfo hivi. Eva kachula. Not me. Even from the time that Lungu died, I've been speaking for that man. I've been speaking for that man because people have been trying to take advantage of Lungu's burial or Lungu's body. They have been trying to take advantage of it. I've been speaking for Lungu. No, Lungu said, Fiabupuba. It's what you want. It's what you want. It's not about Lungu. I said it immediately when Lungu died. I said, let us not bring in politics. Let us not bring in politics. That was my first statement. Let us mourn this man in dignity. I called for that because I knew what was happening in the background. But I was sober when I came out. The first time I came out and speak about Edgar Lungu's death, I was sober. Because I thought that these people, they would do the right thing as well. That's what I thought. I knew there were these plans to say, no, we hide Lungu, we embalm Lungu. There were these plans. But I thought they will change their mind, they will do the right thing. And I came, I warned, let us do the right thing. Did they do the right thing? No. Instead, immediately, Uyonakachinda. Lungu was poisoned. Lungu was poisoned. How can you say Lungu was poisoned when we know the death, the circumstances, the ailment of Edgar Lungu? We knew. How can you come and say that? Because those are part of the plans. Because what happened now, they wanted to make sure that they use that to remove Hakainde Hichilema from power. They wanted people to rise against Hakainde Hichilema. They wanted to use the emotions of the Zambian people to remove Hakainde Hichilema. Is that right, Mwebantu? Is that right? Umuntu afwa, you start thinking of how you are going to remove Hakainde Hichilema. Because that was the plan. The plan was, okay, what are we going to do to maximize our chances to remove Hakainde Hichilema from power? Is that correct, Mwebantu? Is that correct? Is that what I should agree? Messages. Is that what I should agree? To use it to advance political chances. Awe, tefo na vaile, tefo nakana. Nakana. No. You are unkuthi. What kusomutima? Bu Christian ule bombapa. If you haven't seen it, it is my Christian values that are saying, no, Tayali, you can't agree with this. My Christian values are saying, no, you can't agree with this. I would have been part and parcel, like chair. But that girl is just naive. She's just naive. I would have been part of that girl. That girl has been supporting all the nonsense. Even when Edgar Lungu was really sick, she was busy saying, hey, me, I stopped. Hey, no, people thought I cannot continue talking about Alebwe. They thought that now Tayali has stopped talking about Alebwe. They thought that this thing would die. But yeah, here I am, I'm continuing. What did you know? What did you know? Where did it take you? You were a chair. Where did it take you? You were boasting. Tayali has stopped because I stopped. No, because now Tayali has stopped. People thought that, no, the Alebwe agenda would die. But here I am. I'm sustaining it. Where did it take you? Where did it take you? Where did it take you? We knew that Lungu is dying. We knew, some of us. We knew. Where did it take you? Now they came up with these shenanigans. They came up with these shenanigans. Oh, and you are busy supporting it. You are now even busy supporting Makebi Zulu. You are even supporting Makebi Zulu. You are even accusing Mundubira. No, Mundubira is being used. I mean, more politics, but really, Mweche, you are naive. Mweche, you are naive. You are naive. How can you they are using Tayali, they are using brand Mundubira. Okay, so if inenga bale mbonfia. Na bale kubonfia kuli ntwanika, nishina bale kubonfia kuli kubena Lungu. If what you are saying about us, me and Mundubira, if you are saying we are being used by UPND, you are also being used by Makebi Zulu na by Esther. That is why you are talking about whatever you are talking about. That is why you are supporting nonsense. As much as you are out of the country, do you think it is right that the Edgar Lungu should be buried outside Zambia, a former head of state? No, because that's what he said. Even one of those people who are talking to me, no, we are trying to respect the will of the deceased. What will are you trying to respect? What will are you trying to respect? Bitterness. Some of you are reverends. Some of you are church leaders. How can you say you are respecting the will of the deceased when that will is about bitterness? How can you say that? No, he said Hakainde Hichilema should not be there. If Hakainde Hichilema is just not there, then the body can come. Nonsense. 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 Utter stupidity. Utter stupidity. I'm sorry, there is no any other way. There is no any other way. That one is a president. How many times am I going to tell you that as much as we may not like the guy, he is a Republican president? Shove it under your throat. Shove it under your throat. Accept that Hakainde Hichilema is the Republican president. And you are not going to mount a guard of honor without the commander-in-chief. You can't. It's nonsense. And on top of that, the people that want the military to gather and do a guard of honor, without the commander-in-chief, they are people who want to become presidents. What nonsense is that? You can't see. Makebi Zulu has seriously exposed himself. He has seriously exposed himself. Karaka muntu kavi kalya. Karaka muntu kavi kama Makebi Zulu. Kavi, he is really a bad guy. He's really a bad guy. He's really a bad guy. And indeed, it runs in the family. Look at how his brother killed an innocent man. Look at how his brother killed an innocent man. Look at how his brother killed an innocent man. Makebi Zulu's brother. Look at how Makebi Zulu's brother killed an innocent man. You go and handcuff a person. You go and handcuff a person. A person is begging for his life. A man cannot defend himself. He's handcuffed and he's begging for your life, for his life. And you go and shoot him, not once. You shoot him multiple times. That is Makebe's brother's relative. Brother. I mean, a very bad way of you know, the worst that you can think of. The worst that you can think of. The worst that you can think of. How? What did that man do that Makebe's brother would unalive this man in the manner that he did? What did that man do to him that he would unalive this man multiple times, putting multiple times bullets in a person that is handcuffed? Who does that? Who does that? I know some people will say no, but that is his brother. That is his brother. Hey, that is not Makebe. We are talking about imitima. Ukukoso mutima, kukoso mutima kudia. Kukoso mutima. A person who can do that, adikwato mutima ubi. Kukwato mutima ubi, adikwato mutima ubi. And if you want, you can draw now the comparison. If you actually bululu wakwa Makebe, what the brother to Makebe, what the brother to Makebe Zulu did, shooting a person multiple times, a person that is handcuffed, after a very agonizing time. If you have been following what has been coming out of the courts, they picked this man after he knocks off from his wake. They picked him, they went round with him, they took him far away. Imagine how torturous that is. Imagine how torturous that is. They spent time with him. And at the end of the day, they shot him multiple times. Imagine that. Very bad heart. But now, you can say, no. Ni brother wako. Don't bring it on Makebe Zulu. Makebe Zulu has got a history of similar kind of threat. Makebe Zulu. He has a history of that. He has a history of that. And I'm sorry to mention this, but some of you who are saying, but no, why do you hate Makebe Zulu so much? Hey, you hate Makebe Zulu. It's because I've realized a bad heart that Makebe Zulu has. I've realized how a bad heart that Makebe Zulu has. Makebe Zulu. If Mutembo Nchito, just that, and I apologize for mentioning Mutembo Nchito. It's not that I drag you into these issues. I know some of you people, you don't want to be dragged in these stories. But Mutembo Nchito suffered at the hands of Makebe Zulu. Makebe Zulu was personally persuading Mutembo Nchito like a rat. That should be sorted out. And I strongly believe that if Makebe Zulu had a way of doing what his brother did to that guy, he would have done it on Mutembo Nchito. He would have done it. He would have done it on Mutembo Nchito. Some of you don't know these things. Go back and check. How was Mutembo Nchito removed as DPP? They did not just remove Mutembo Nchito as DPP. Look, we have had these issues. I mean, DPP is an issue. You know, I remember when Mkeleba, yes, it has been there. People are removed and whatever. But for Makebe Zulu, he did not just want to remove Mutembo Nchito. He wanted Mutembo Nchito to be punished for something that he never did. Mutembo Nchito was turned into a criminal that was almost condemned to death. It was like that. It was like Mutembo Nchito has committed a heinous crime and he should be punished. Makebe Zulu. Makebe Zulu. What did Mutembo Nchito do for Makebe Zulu to treat him in the manner that he did. They dragged that man kirikiti mpaka muma cells. Kuchongwe, I think. Kuchongwe kuti. They treated him like a criminal. They treated him like a criminal. Please, people, help me to find some of those pictures of Mtembo Nchito when Makebi Zulu put him kuchongwe. Muma cells. Kwa diba ama cells luka? Ama cells wingi muna nikane mudu sakabuji. They dragged Mutembo like a criminal, a dangerous criminal, a murderer. They took him kuchongo. Thank God there were people that were fighting, that were following. Kwadi kula pepeke nyotoka, kula pepeke nyotoka, kula pepeke nyotoka. Kwadi kula pepeke nyotoka. Ukula pepeke nyotoka, kula pepeke nyotoka. Chirisha ni fya kulante bina mafoni ni shwa vale fo kulante panito anikera. I know they want to talk about this nonsense, you know. Hello? Bueno fe, ndi pa live that. Ndi pa live. Okay. So I'm telling you, I'm showing you that God got tom tomorrow bikare. Same tawapusele na brother wao because Mtembo Nchito ngatabale mfu as DPP. Ngatabale mfu as DPP. Yes, look at what happened. Others have been removed. But were they criminally charged? Were they treated like the way Mtembo Nchito was treated? No. No, but Makebi Zulu kali no. Alali chulile Mutembo. Bamusangwile kwa tinintwa nikane. Ali pibile Mutembo Nchito ali pibile. Ndemye. If Makebi Zulu, if there was a way Makebi Zulu would have done what his brother has done. Because I'm telling you, some of you don't have this history. You're just talking about, no, Makebi Zulu helped you, Makebi Zulu helped me. Makebi Zulu had an agenda. When he was arguing with those police officers at my house, he had an agenda. He knew his agenda. And this, it has come out. That's why Makebi Zulu all the time, I mean, we have so many lawyers. So many lawyers that interact with the police. Do you see them calling the media? Why do you always see Makebi Zulu, interacting with the police in the presence of the media? Why? Because Makebi Zulu has had this plan all along. Before he comes, he was making sure that the media is there, and then never. I am very good at organizing the media. Very good. Very good. And that's why Makebi Zulu was coming. Because by the time Makebi Zulu is coming, I would have already, called the media. I would have already called the media. I'm a guy in the country. I'm quite a press conference, even online. I would have 30 journalists. In no time, I would have them. And Makebi Zulu knew that. He knew that each time the Bakapokola Bale Isakudia, I would have opened it to the public already. It's like I would have set the stage for him. And he just came to shine. He just came to collect. So Makebi Zulu, even some of you, I mean, I don't understand some of you. You are so naive. No, Makebi Zulu helped you. Makebi Zulu never stepped a foot in court for me. Makebi Zulu has never defended me in court. He was coming to show off. He was coming to show off. That's all. That's why you know about it. The lawyers that were coming to me, the lawyers that defended me, Benjamin Mwero, for the many times that I was arrested, Benjamin Mwero was always there. Benjamin Mwero was always there. Even the days that you say, no, Makebi Zulu came to, Benjamin was there. Benjamin came more to my rescue than Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu came to show. Came to advertise. Makebi Zulu benefited out of my mischief, like the way he's benefiting out of Walungu's death. No, Makebi Zulu helped him. Makebi Zulu collected political capital out of my situation. He made profit out of my situation. Makebi Zulu should be the one to thank me because I created a platform for him. By the time Makebi Zulu was coming, the media was there. I was already filming things live. I was being live and whatever. So you were watching. And Makebi Zulu, knowing his intentions, he came in and showed himself Ulukula. Benjamin Mwelwa, who was coming to genuinely help me, you never saw him on camera. You never saw him on camera. Benjamin Mwelwa, many times I would be, Muma cells, Benjamin Mwelwa would be running around to secure my bond or my bail. Benjamin Mwelwa. Makebi Zulu was coming to create, to collect political capital. Don't be naive. I'm not naive. No. You are an Ingrid. You don't appreciate. I appreciate. Trust me. I appreciate Benjamin Mwelwa. I appreciate him. I appreciate even this Mutembonchito that I'm talking about. Mutembonchito. They fought for me. Mutembonchito fought for me. He spent days. He was humiliated by junior officers in spite of being a state council, but he was there. Not Makebi Zulu. He never even followed me in the muscles. He never did. So what are you talking about? I'm showing you that either behavior kudi brother wakwe Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu also has it. He has the capacity to do what his brother did. Then, pali chichine chaba language. Muntu nshwako ushako so ngate kukoso mutima. If it is not about being hard-hearted, if it is not about being uncouth, which person would keep another human being? Umuntu wakale afwa 5 months. 5 months, a person is freezing, is still freezing. Which person would do that in ngate koso mutima? If it is not the same kind of behavior akwa brother wako. Ichine chisitike chimweba neba yoba Esther. Uni mukamfu ilwa nshuyo. Uwako batukucha sungo mulume wakwe. 5 months. 5 months. Adimu mochari. 5 months. Ba Esther oko mwikere nabale ni support imwe nimwoba mkamfuiro washani abasungo mulume wabo 5 months alimuna nkani muntu ankani mumochari, and you are saying no tayari walishama ni momo wa shama ero mukachula ba Esther ifimule chitakuri balungu mukachula. I'm telling you, mukachula ba Esther mukachula mukalile filamba mukalila. Ifiramba fyakwa lungu futa efu mwafiro okulira mwalifiro okulira lungu mukaidilira mwebene. Ifiramba fika pona pali mwebene because mwalifiro okulira lungu nomba mukalira pali mwebene. Pabu mibwenu mukalira ndemieba mukalira imwe ba Esther akaka Makebi Zulu muleko ngaka Makebi Zulu kali koso mutima. Buno shi oko bafuma no kwafuma Makebi Zulu katuishi. I think balo shi oko afuma Makebi Zulu takwa abantu bakose mitinefi, and I'm giving I have got empirical evidence. Even banani kane bana basivya masibu kali bakwekweshe basivya masibu bali kali bakwekweshe basivya masibu kali bakwekweshe kali kala muntu kali kali bipo mutima kama Makebi Zulu kali bipo mutima bali babiri ba Makebi Zulu ba Esther na kama Makebi bali babiri, they are together. You can't separate them. You can't tell me to say no baleke ba mukamfuira ni mukamfuirwa nshuyo usungo mulumu wakwe mtwanikani mukamfuirwa mwine wakwati ulefo kuliro mulume obe kutwa batawe na chibe ile ndefo muntu andiacheshani alale. I mean, think of it. Think of it. I think, just think of it. How do you keep a person? What? No, he's respecting. What? Imwe. Lungu ale tarara. Na fino tulera ndale tarara. Lungu. Ala tampano kuola. Lungu ala wodera munanikane. Ala wodera mumochari. Lungu ala wodera mumochari. Because nangulisavi mwali senda mwaliwika mu fridge. Dia alikuwa ta expiry date. Kula Einstein moya kwa dia tampo kuola. Didi mu deep freezer. Isavi. Mwali kata mwalika mu deep freezer. Didi mu deep freezer dia tampo kuola. Ngo muntu. Nikwisho koma mwepo muntu bamusunga like this. Nikwisa mwepo tekoso imitimoku. Busha muntu, is this our human nature? Is this our ubuntu? Is this our human nature for real? You go and keep a person. The texture of the body abalungu ngamo ingiri na muimo irishani. If you think about it today, if you think about the texture body abalungu irishani. Imagine ngalisabi. Imagine ngalisabi mwagurire. Mwavika mu fridge, mu Juni na nombo polidi. Mwachimona pwecho. Nangu ni nkoko, shide nkoko tushita, tuabule nkoko mwaipe mu June, mwaiwika mu fridge. Ushe kuti yaba ni nkoko 5 months later. Kuti yaba ni nkoko. Nangu abantu kuti bakumona shani, uledi nkoko ya 5 months. 5 months, yaba mu fridge. Uledi, atu bakumona shani yabani. Awe. Teine, don't look at me and start saying, no, Tayali, you are being uncouth. No. Look at the real culprits. These are the real culprits. Me, I'm just calling them out. I want them to think about, their bad-heartedness. I want them to think about that. You have got bad hearts. You are bad people. You Esther Lungu, you are not a widow. Esther Lungu, you want to capitalize on Lungu's death. You are such a selfish woman, a very selfish woman. You have no regard for your husband. But your own selfish interests. Because Mama Ishiba. Ukwa bolupiro luaba lungu. Mama Ishiba. Make Bizulu ale nyunsa. He wants to become president. Afnya kuisendarama. Make Bizulu knows that for him to become president, he needs money. He knows. And from what we know, Make Bizulu mulibu lawyer wakwe. Tapadi ndalama isha kwetesha kwa tikutia mina pali bu presidenti. Nicho bali mu kampani na wa Esther. Indalama tuifisa pa tuitampo kufya kwa batishana shani yo balungu whatever. Balungu indalama bali kwete. Balungu bali kete po pandalama. A good example ni indalama shakwa faith. Only money that was gotten from faith, that's all. No. What about the issue that we're talking about, Vena Maranji? Have we accounted for all the money that was stolen from Turkey? No, we haven't accounted. And it is in dollars. We're talking about millions of dollars. Have we accounted for all that money? No. Have we accounted for so many people that were going to State House giving him Balungi Mpia? Have we accounted for that? No. Have we accounted for so many friends of Edgar Lungu in whose business thrived all of a sudden? They thrived. No, we haven't. Esther knows about this. And Makebi Zulu was a lawyer for Edgar Lungu. So these two, that's why they make this company. That's why they make this bond. Because Makebi was a lawyer for Edgar Lungu. Makebi knows where Lungu deposited money. Who is having money, that money for Lungu. Makebi Zulu knows. But Esther knows. That's why they are a team. That's why now they are pushing Makebi Zulu go for presidency. Nendarama shakuiba. Nendarama shakuiba. Ndarama shamuntu wafwa. Ndarama shamuntu wafwa. Money that has been gotten from a dead man. A dead man is in the mortuary, freezing. But they want to use whatever money that he has. Ngakula ndapakufwa atualishama kushamo. These are some of the things. Maybe Balungu is also suffering. He's going through all these things because of the bad things that he did. I'm telling you. You're talking about me. Maybe Balungu is also going through all these things because of the bad things that he did. Because sometimes, if you have that, you amass, those people got a lot of money without thinking of the poor people. Without thinking of the poor people. They were just amassing money. They were just amassing money. Maybe this is a sign that really, if you forgot, at the end of the day, you die, they can't even bury you. Indarama shove no bashambo kupuira munanikane muri keeping ichitumbi. Because chitumbi badedipira. Indarama bayivide ukwebati bakaliye nomba shirya mukusunge chitumbi. And Makebi Zulu wants to selfishly come up and say, I want to be president. Makebi Zulu, where is Makebi Zulu? Where has Makebi Zulu gotten the money? Where has Makebi Zulu gotten the money? Shakuiva. Nindarama shakuiva. Ishowa shaba fisa. Bandi ba Esther iwa ishiboko shaba. Na Makebi Zulu azeloe ewa ishiba. Nomba barefo bashibo fesheshi nindarama. Vese vimini ni nomba. Bafumi yaka inde ichidema mupawa. If in the land that if you cover what I mean, let's just use logic here. Let's just use logic. How many people are being jailed for the money that they stole? How many people? So if so many people that were working with Lungu are being jailed for so much money, what about Lungu himself? What about Lungu himself? Why didn't he fire Malanji? If Lungu was not part of all these deals, why didn't he fire? Why were we not seeing people being fired for corruption? Why were we not seeing that? It is because it was a cartel of thieves. It was a cartel of thieves. It was a cartel of thieves. Hey, no, let me tell you the truth. I'll tell you. Hate me for it, I don't care. Even prophets, they were there, God was not sending prophets to come and bite their lips when talking. God used to send prophets to say things as they are. And I'm telling you things as they are. And I have the blessings from God. Whether you like it or not, I have a blessing from God. God is telling me, tell that wicked widow. Tell that wicked widow in the name of Esther Nyawali Lungu. Tell her that it's too much. It's too much. You can't continue keeping your husband mumochari and hide to say we are protecting the wishes of the deceased. Life is for the living. Life is for the living. You can't. And this is not about that in the HM and whatever, just on a personal level. Who does that? Who does that? Who get to before all this long? You can't eat it after 5 months. You can't. No, some of you say, no, but they haven't buried because the government. No. No. It is because the court has already ruled. The court has already ruled. The court has ruled to say, the court in South Africa has already ruled. But Makebi na Banankane, they don't want. They don't want to bury. And they don't want to show Ichitumbi. They don't want to show Ichitumbi. Why don't they want to show Ichitumbi? Why don't they want to show Chitumbi? Why? Why? Eh? Why? Maybe I paya Valungu. Why? Maybe I paya Valungu. Maybe they are the ones that killed Valungu. The same way his brother, if Makebi Zulu had his brother killed in the manner that he did, what can stop Makebi Zulu from killing Valungu? Eh? Makebi Zulu's brother killed that man for a few money, Katushin and 10 pin. Eh? What can stop Makebi Zulu killing Valungu to become president? It runs in the family. It runs in the family. Mutembo Nchito did nothing. Mutembo Nchito did nothing. There is nothing. If you look at what Makebi Zulu was alleging Pari Mutembo Nchito, there was nothing that he said, you know, you took money. No. Makebi Zulu created, fabricated things and pursued Mutembo Nchito like a criminal. If he did that on Mutembo Nchito, why can't he do it Pari Valungu? So that he become president. And I cannot remove Vaesta because Vaesta is part of this. Ninkama shabo babijibada bandishbeko nabo kwa tenkama Valungu na Makebi Zulu, they have secrets. Those two, they have secrets. Agakana nkanagaka tasiraka. They are she's just a stupid naive girl. Stupid naive girl who understands very little. She's being used because if I thought she's also somebody, she would have said, no, come on, this is my dad. Eh? This is my dad, this is too much. She would have said that. You are Tasira, you are a fool. You are a fool, Tasira. You are a fool, a big fool. Because really, I mean, at what cost? At what cost? For what are you doing all this nonsense? For what are you doing all this nonsense? Eh? You are following Esther na Makebi Zulu. And now Makebi Zulu wants to be president. I told you that Makebi Zulu, whatever nonsense Makebi Zulu is doing, he wants to become president. Now it has come out. But what stupidity is this? How can we tolerate such a person to be on a ballot to contest with Haka in the HLM? Wala Mundwandi. Wala. Makebi Zulu. Wala Makebi Zulu. He was talking with pride. Yeah. I mean, there is no crime that has been committed. And if there is anything, we should go there and face it. You will see Makebi Zulu. You will see. And this I'm talking, not UPND, it's me. There should be a time when, you step back. You step back nangwa koso mtimana setani alamenukako. Takwaba. Go back to Zambia, Makebi Zulu. Go back to Zambia. Go back to Zambia. Go back to Zambia, Makebi Zulu. Go back to Zambia, Makebi Zulu. Go back to Zambia. Go and campaign. Go and campaign. Go and look for votes in the provinces. Go and file your nomination and be on the ballot. Go. Go, Makebi Zulu. Go. I am a patriot. I am a patriot. I am a patriot and a very strong patriot. A person that is willing to die for my country. I know some fools will say, no, but you are in exile. Yes. Because I'm a patriot. Because I'm a patriot, I couldn't submit myself to crimes that I didn't commit. No. I left my country. I'm still fighting. I've been fighting. I've never, not even one day has passed without me fighting for my country. I've kept on fighting for my country. Even today, I'm fighting for my country. Tell me which person fights for his country more than I do. Tell me. Tell me I've been fighting. I've fought. Big guys, big dogs have fought. And I continue fighting. I continue fighting. And no matter which way you look at it, me, I've suffered for my country. I'm suffering for my country. I'm out of my country for my country. I didn't want to go and rot in jail for having done nothing. If I had committed a crime, indeed, I would have been in jail. But I didn't. I didn't. My cases are political because I was fighting for my country. I was fighting for my country. I've been fighting for my country. Tell me whatever you say. I have been fighting. The cases that have been in court. It is because I spoke for people. I spoke for people. I am speaking for people. I'm not speaking for India Pano. I'm speaking for Walungu. I'm speaking for my country. And I will not allow a stupid boy like Makebi Zulu, a selfish boy, a heartless boy like Makebi Zulu to come and urinate on our democracy. No, I'm not going to allow him. I'm not. Stupidity. No, I'm not. You go to Zambia, Makebi Zulu. Go and campaign. Go and campaign, Makebi Zulu. I'm not in Zambia. But I love my country. Bear in mind, I love my country. And this I'll fight anyone. I'll fight even Hakainde Hichilema. If he's going to do the nonsense that Makebi Zulu is doing, I will fight. Go, Makebi Zulu, go. Ada, what nonsense? The stupidity that you have put us through. Ukukwase mitima, mushe chitumbi chako alungu, mu fridge, muye kuzambia mukukampena. Na vaesta lungu na vashala, endani, mchite kampeni, mumuchose Hakainde Hichilema, mumuchose. This is not even about Hakainde Hichilema. This is about patriotism. This is about my country. And I'm going to fight for my country. It doesn't matter who would have done this. I would have fought the same way. And I can tell you, even by UPND, any of you do this kind of nonsense. I will fight you. I'll fight you to my bitter death. I'll fight you. The stupidity. We have to protect the state. That country has got about 23 million people. A lot of whom are just poor, suffering. And now this is spoiled boy who just wants to come and do things anyhow. After say, fiabu puwa, mkwai, muwe perefi. Yes, you have not committed a crime. That's for a fact. You have not committed a crime. It is your right to contest. And so indeed, go and contest. Go and tell people to say, I've been keeping Ichitumbi Chala Lungu. Therefore, I'm the president. Go and contest. Go and tell the Zambian people. Go to Zambia. Tapali munandu wapanga, that's for sure. Tapali. When you look at the law, there is no crime in what Makebi Zulu has done. But it is unpatriotism. It is being treacherous to your country. You are a traitor of our country, Makebi Zulu. You are a traitor of our country. We may not find it in the constitution. But you are a traitor. We may not find a crime to charge you in the penal code on how to treat such treacherous people. There may not be a clause in the constitution, but certainly traitors must pay. Hello?
Hello, Shani.
Wino mkwa Shani.
Mwino ndefa kwa kupisha kwa FM tutumoto ndefa certification from Bhutan.
Pusha ni man.
Mushe Makebi Zulu. Ukukana lete tumbi kuzambia. Muna watumbi na ngwale kitakento yakwe na ngulwa buru galifwa yesho galifwa.
Bushana munkonka buno bwino nangumwa tolokera feperi ashiri. Na munkonka buno bwino.
Awo ni mungu kwa munanje no
mbeke nsonga namumfwa ndondolola ukweba ati abene bachitumbi chirya ni ba Esther ebamukamfuirwa number 1 Makebi Zulu bali nankwe because Makebi Zulu nangu ni buloya uwo buloya bushenga bakutumatike payo muntu kwa fati yo pantu nene loya ine bantu minefi
Is that doing his job? Is that doing his job?
Mayo chimwe chinefe ngaba Esther lungu na imwete mwafundu oko mwafuma na imwe mukasunga abalume benu muchitu mumochari for a long time. Niso fine kavieni uko mayo ishile fifwana uko fumfife ifi abulokulondolo kalero Allah. He's just doing his job. Bala kutumenchito ya abulokulondolo kati, he's just doing his job. Mulera ndane chisungu kwati mulewamia. Temwafunda mwaya inu. Hello?
Good evening, Washkia.
Good evening.
Yeah, my heart is broken.
It's very bad.
My brother, I curse the day when Esther met Varungu.
Imagine.
It confirms how Varungu suffered during their time when he was alive.
I'm telling you. That's why that man was drinking too much. That's why that man was drinking too much. He was always out. It's because he married by Esther. That's why that man was drinking too much.
He married a wrong person.
Big time. Big time.
And even in his death, he is still suffering.
Imagine, at the hands of this woman.
Imagine.
Woman.
No. You remember even Papa inauguration kwa HH when Varungu was handing over power. He was not there. She was not there. So Esther, combination ya Esther na Makebi.
Ni bomb.
It's deadly.
It's bad.
It's deadly. No.
5 months.
Makebi Zulu. Imagine. Makebi Zulu na brother wakwe. It's in their blood.
It's in their blood. Therefore,
they are bad-hearted. And we don't have to allow them to come near the corridors of power. No.
No, forget it.
It's not good.
No, forget it.
Actually, even the family of Esther, they have to do something.
She doesn't even have a family. Have you seen a family? Have you seen Ngabarerira? Have you seen her sister, her brothers and sisters around Esther? Have you seen? We usually say we say Varungu has got no relatives. I've got no relatives. What about Esther? What about Esther?
But what about Esther? Honestly,
what about Esther? Because during the funeral, that's when you see relatives, your relatives helping you, shani. But Esther, no. No. Where are her sisters?
Nothing.
Where are her aunties?
They deserted her.
There is a woman there that you don't know. Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Tayali.
Good evening.
You're speaking with Moses.
Yes, good evening, Moses.
Yes, Mr. Tayali, first of all, I'd love to appreciate your platform. You are someone that is able to accommodate views that are not in line with your views. You are able to accommodate everyone, and such platforms should really be appreciated. I was participating in one platform. The moment I went contrary to what he was thinking, that is how my call was cut. And the guy said, we have lost this guy. But I was able to notice that this guy has just cut my call.
Yeah, sometimes...
Mr. Tayali,
go ahead, yes? Go ahead. Anyway, go ahead.
Mr. Tayali, coming to the issue of Varungu. For me, when you came up with the topic and you said 20 hours we'll discuss this topic, what just came into my mind, I just thought, maybe this guy, Makebi Zulu, might even be having an affair with Esther. Because it is not normal.
That's why Wakujuwa makozi you. No. That is too much. No, that is too much.
Yeah, because Mr. Tayali.
No.
Mr. Tayali.
That one, no. Even
okay, I withdraw that one.
Listen, in as much as whatever I've said, I back them up. Okay? My statements, it is not just malice. When I say maybe ever I have substantiated why I'm thinking like that, because they are seemingly benefiting out of this. But no,
Mr. Tayali, that was my view and my opinion, but I withdraw that.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I withdraw that. It is really too much, because if I was the son to Edgar Lungu, what I would have just said, I would have said,
Mona, come on. That's why yes, na inenda mamuisha, but come on, it's not for you.
Okay, just hang my call. This is too much, Mr. Tayali. Mr. Tayali, this is too much. I'm very angry. Just hang my call, because these people, they are becoming very stupid. They are just becoming very stupid.
Okay.
And we are not going to accommodate them.
Okay, my
we cannot accommodate them. We are going to be going out of the way. So just hang my call.
No, you can hang it. You are an adult. You can just simply say,
okay. Let me just hang it.
Yes, thank you, my brother.
Let me hang it.
I don't do malice. Whatever I've said here, it is not just malice to say, I am looking at to say, look, from the logical point of view, I'm backing up my issues. Hello?
Mr. President, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
All right, thank you. I've been following the proceedings of your live program. Today, you've spoken quite a lot of sensible matters that are supposed to be taken very serious in our country, Zambia. So, kudos to what you're doing. And coming to the issue of ECL Barrio Imbas, for sure, it is tending to be something very much political, because we've seen Makibi Zulu coming and being in the forefront of this matter in his capacity as a family lawyer, and also trying to advocate to say the rights and freedoms of the Lungu family should be held. But at the end of it all, he comes in with his personal agenda of vying for presidents in these forthcoming elections. So for me, I think he has seen this as a podium to exercise his political ambitions, and not really siding with the Zambian people and what's supposed to be done. So far, what you're doing, Rashkia, it's 100% right. For a long time, I haven't been in support of you, but on this matter, Mdala, you could actually send me your number so that I send you a drink. Otherwise, everything that you are saying is on point.
Mwalitemo ukula yatiyo ndekutumina ya drink pabantu, and yet tamutuma no kutuma. Tamutuma no kutuma. Mwira ilango lukula pabantu.
You are one of the greatest assets we have in Zambia. Second is pop and down.
You make people
a lot of sense.
You make people who want to help me think to say, no, some money will be sent by that caller. And yet, only
right cannot trust here. Only right cannot. The way you are not in Zambia, we do not have a serious opposition. We need people like you who side with the government where it is right and where it is wrong. You stand up to say it's not supposed to be the way it is.
Yeah, no, thank you, my brother.
Yeah, you are the Raila Odinga of Zambia.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayali. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. I just also wanted to contribute over, the issue with our late president's burial. Yes, in my opinion, I think our Bantu, the money that they've stolen has started to deceive them. Where Makebi thinks now he can be a president in Zambia. And they think maybe a lot of people in Zambia are sympathetic to them. But we are very much tired of this. And the points that you made that, if everyone who was around Walungu, Vale Bakaka, Vale Iva, even her, Esther Lungu, she has a very much idea of where all that money is. And mind her, she also has pending cases in Zambia.
Yes.
But for Makebi Zulu, it is a non-starter in Zambia. Once he even reaches Zambia, I think he will have a reality shock. Because, Zambians voted them out, and if they think, they can never come back in any way, shape, or form,
Makebi Zulu thinks that he can just come, and start running around in Zambia.
Yes.
That's what he thinks.
Go to Derero. And finally, sir, what I also want to say, in Zambia, to have a very serious window for parliament. We need people who are competent and willing to serve the people for the greater good of our country.
Abantu n'abachipisha leadership akali concept yapa ndefo kwimina akali concept ndefo ukwiminina abantu bali nkwane chiremba ya sasa and they want to go to the toilet.
We need to be patriotic to our country. We need to be patriotic to our country, not theory won't say what to here I'm Benimbo Ashani Noku I want to be president.
Thank you, my brother. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Patricia.
Yes, please.
Yeah, first time for me to call you. Now my question is not for you, it's for everyone. Muchipatalo mwali balungu. Va staff bonse bali ababomba mo bakilina ba nesi tapaba na ngumo wa isai bako kwebati. Ine balungu na aliba mwene. Inendi waku Zambia, but Bush intina mwishi banga muchipatalo monde bomba na tuliani President Bush. Takwaba na ngumo afuma pofyokwe batine balungu na aliba mwene mu muchipatala. Question yandiyo. It's not for you, it's for everyone who a Zambian or a South African.
Pali venkama ba Esther na lungu na Makebi wa pali ofo ba ishiva.
If you
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I cut by mistake. Hello?
Good evening, Chilufa Tayali.
Good evening.
Miji, I'm calling from South Africa.
Please go ahead.
First and foremost, I just want to thank the judiciary for jailing Nakachinda. He really deserves it. Nakachinda thought that he had the immunity from prosecution by always attacking the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. Now, those who are clapping for him are nowhere. They have gone into hiding. He's serving a jail sentence alone. He is paying the price alone. This should serve us as a wake-up call to all those politicians who think that they can fight those who are in government alone. As for Mama Esther Nyawali Lungu, I pity for her that she has agreed to be used by people who are advancing their political career. Very unfortunate and a disgrace for that matter. Who would have been buried by now in Zambia? And we could have moved on with life. But unfortunately, 5 months down the line, we are still talking about one and the same thing. My wish has always been that Edgar Lungu must be buried in Zambia. By the way, there is a court order which had given the Zambian government of power to take charge of to take charge of the body, that it must be brought to back. What is holding them back? What is it that is holding the Zambian government to access the body? If it's Makebi Zulu, then he must be charged for contempt of court. He just have to be charged for contempt of court.
Thank you.
Honestly speaking.
Thank you. Hello?
Unique blend of black tea
Hello?
leaves.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hey, what time is it?
Bueno, Shana.
Bueno. This Watari, Karaptana Mumbadi, Umdara Wandi, Torin Konkabunasan, and we are talking sense way back. But this time around, we are very disappointed. As I'm calling, I'm a young man. But the things that you are talking about, I'm telling you are going wrong, my elder brother.
Okay, so okay. So njebo fo nshirelanda efo ndelande fyama nonsense landati if mwalande fyama
nonsense vya kulanda pali balungu abafuire abafu amwaishara president wenu achali kanyo kanashika abafyashi.
Okay.
And then you are there as a big man wakwata n'abana n'abakashi instead of thinking how that family feels.
Okay.
Ifo bale
umfa kuno.
Apo mwewa kuruze instead mkwata mano watari muri bakuru sana.
Yo.
Ife bale umfo balya. Imonga mwalifuire n'abana benu fo bengofu.
Let's talk. Tietulande bwino. Tietulande. Walanda tindela pafya balungu. Busheyiwe ule monati chali wamo kwe bati balungu bekale 5 months kwa buloko bashika.
Walenga nani?
Niba Esther. Na Makebi
Zulu. Kwa tamano batari. You are very stupid.
Tuyamuli yo.
You are very stupid. I can't even listen to you.
Okay. Tawangumfwe ndefwa unjasuke kanshi wewe kweta mano. So iwo walengati balungu bashika ni nani? Hello? Kaya kakwata mano. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nataka njipusheka bushero mwa mina kwa nitenye nani batayati.
Ati?
Ilo mwa imine pali bu president ni ataka kwa nitenye nani.
Mayonsha imina pali bu president ni.
Okay, pali bu mayor kurusaka.
Nali imini nae.
Kwa nitenye nani. Nisa mbushenu tesa wapi minaza azizaki.
Ngapali wa nkenye ngaisha iminine.
Nomba mwote mlefo kanyisha Makebi Zulu kanya inazo. Makebi unakem Zambia huu.
Awe nshile mukanya, akese nshile mukanya. Nisambusha.
Mwatinya batari, mwatinya bantu.
Yo, akese mayo.
Zambia nonse.
Nisambusha kwa Makebi Zulu, akese kuzambia akachite kampeni. Akese. Awe nshile mukanya. Akese Makebi Zulu, akaye kuzambia akachite kampeni. Muka musapote no kumusapote.
Kaba yaje kumbira ngapali ba Makebi Zulu, bati mukute mwaisi bokozo okubati. Umwe kwa kwenga jipe. Mwemate mwela bisi abantu batayari.
Ninda ndefe achitire kuli mutembo nchito fishi mutembo nchito achitire.
Yes, but tunakuwaitadi pale tunatoalenga toadesela Zambia. Because we know you. You are not perfect. But
no, I'm not perfect.
No, yes. Mwali from Zambia mwali mweza because people are saying that present rata in Bob. Another person. Why are you doing this, Bataya?
Who fish na mvepesha Makebi Zulu? Who fish? Namu pesha Makebi Zulu.
Timo, if you want to come and come on, a president,
then he push out Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu. Kuchokole ala. Natie nyuko. Hello. 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 Ay, caballero. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, Mr. Tayali.
Good evening.
Honorable Chenjiwe Simfuka, aspiring candidate for Nkana constituency.
Nkana kuli ntwa nkane kuli Binwell.
Quite that one.
Okay.
Yes, so in the first Yokulanda Poinati, I like how you stand for the truth. Regardless of what it is. Abade Duma, Abade Randama nonsense, if the pera sense, you just cut the line. So that we discuss something that's productive. We hear people's views genuinely. Inquire.
Yeah. Atibana ni ba MP so that to me shive. Atibana ni shina?
Tenjiwe Simfukwe.
Okay.
Mayo.
Mure minna kunkana mayo.
Yo.
Bombe se nomba na mumu ikatafenga ba misala one time atawe na kosa ndefo kwa president nomba
awe
yo ndimbikuti mwavare debate fifile fya moneka wakota kopole so ntati yo hapa opona afumani kwa kuti
awe ni topine chachine
no twatotela wa mayo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello?
Watayali mulishani.
Wino feel.
Watayali na ndefo ako nchai participate muli program yini. Watayali, do you know our wantu awa? Wezekambati HH is a Freemason. And they really worked on that. When I say they used to sponsor my bishops. Kwenda kugalana ma overnight at HH in Freemason. They are trying to use that same formula. I'm not about now using a patch. And they felt like they got
including wamene benzo kamba po baku State House you Sunday
Sinyango. Yeah, Sunday Sinyango. They said HH is a Freemason. And they wait, and you know what happened? They wait on it such that they felt like HH will not win an election because of the same reasons.
I go on the altar. I declare on this altar. Whatever.
You see, Mr. Tayali, God is working in mysterious way. And in the way they want to punish HH on this very reason that anapaya ediga at no, it doesn't want. Ni wishes ya buanja mene ati asabwele kumaliro. Ngatu ndo mambana nao kungafika pa maliro man, you sit down and say nabata lubya na ivaso let's sit down. Tungaviso vinye buanje vitu. After mashita kudala, ni program ya pita kudala. But wewe manzo ni Makebi Zulu. Wafuna kutamanga na chitumbi. Hapa manja hapa if tukawina mpamiza mshita edigalungu. You know, for me if I was HH, I would have just said it's a chitumbi chanu karani nacho kwa minuko, because HH, you know what, HH, however is going to play with these guys, they are not going to admit the fact that Edgar Lungu must be buried in Zambia. They are so adamant and they want to punish HH for what he doesn't know. HH uja muntu anafa na ndota zake iwe waliza kudala maelection please atinabwele Past month, especially from South Africa, what they're seeking a medical attention. No, come on. When the phone number to UPND on Empire, okay, I don't know the reasoning you want to, and I get to the point where I get confused. I don't know how people just really think. You have to, 5 months without being married. At because of now, Edgar Runga, politics, and you know that this is politics, right? Mulim politics watayali mumangala politics maninga. That's the reason why mumachinja or mungalau. Lero mnaene muyu mayongala muzan because you understand that you're in politics. Imagine to the extent you come back to inelikafa yumuntu safika bula kumalio. Nimtimo ipalasti. And this is the reason why avutika na mchitumbi chake. Asa pikiliza kuvutika sochi.
Ziko mwana, ziko. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Tayali. How are you? Good evening.
Yeah, that voice is soothing my heart. Wouldn't take a komutima punch.
I'm Tayali to our Papa Mwanzi. You know, personally, at first I sympathized with them, right? But now, Mr. Tayali, this is shocking because if you tell me that she's being used, I would disagree. She seems to know what she's doing.
No, she knows indeed.
Exactly. It seems to be a very well laid out plan. Because how do you keep your husband's corpse for 5 months? And then all of a sudden the lawyer that has been representing you appears saying he wants to stand, and all of you are supporting that while your husband is in the mortuary. I'm going to support the right now on this same channel. Let's dabush. I want to make dabush because that doesn't even make sense. How do you want the head of state to not be there? It's almost as though you conspire to kill the man. You don't care about that man. It's simple and straightforward. Something that I want to Papa. You know, I just came here to say you people are shocking the entire Zambia.
Yeah. No.
I'll make paps.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. Mi pambe shwale tutoresha. Mi pambe.
But if you are studying policy abomination,
imagine. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hello, Tayali.
Mbwanji.
Bueno, Bwanji. Tayali. Nifuna nikonga proceeding yani. So, nifuna ni paseko ma comment. Never need to criticize. I'm criticizing kuba katinga. Then my comment is, Babezo kamba the HH should not come closer to the casket. But then we saw the church services here twice in South Africa. But the casket was not brought in church. So was that HH was there in South Africa, or what was Esther and Makebi who was afraid of? So what we are saying is true. We cannot go ahead keeping kulila. But Esther basamba baenda shopping bamuna babo bali mu mortuary. Is that fair? Tasira samba penta kitachanza tate bake bali mu coffee mu mortuary. Then Makebi Zokamba, no, the HH, no, HH. Now we are hearing he wants to stand. Is he trying to be fair to the Lungu family? Or the people of Zambia? Was Makebi, Edgar Chagwalungu the president for Makebi Zulu, or he led the Zambian people?
Imagine.
That's the question we should ask ourselves. Because Malungu was the president for everyone in Zambia, not just Makebi Zulu and the Esther Lungu. No.
No, thank you, ma'am.
They should respect Zambian people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? 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 Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Hello?
That's it.
The line is bad. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
It has been wrong. This is the Honorable himself, Comrade Mukosa.
Oh, Wamkosa. Yeah, it has been long, Wamkosa. Eh.
Nzowana. Now another family ya bwela huko. No.
Kambani.
Jemana kufunika. You are a family man, really.
Kambani nkani.
Tikambe nkani, man. You know, for me, my brother, problem amene nili nayo ni yakuli wa Esther Lungu. How does she manage kunkala mwamuna wao alimufuriji for 5 months? Pakuja anasima. Bashimika na mastori. Pakuwa ni sabwanji wa mai wacha. Hivi ni wana wamene wenetasila Lungu. Pakuwa ni sabwanji. Ulu mfamili mwao wamene wa Esther. Kuli muntu bururu wao wamene wanafaka mochari for that wrong. And when you look at the reasons they are talking about, sifipangana sense. It is the same man wa Edgar Lungu who declared 18th October kuti ni day yo pempera na ukururikirana. But bebe barangiza kuti wa Edgar Lungu ijade amene wanapasa mazamyanzi siba kumyako. It's a man that can hate somebody to his death. Na kukamba kuti asakabwere kumaliro asakabwere kumaliro asakaone na chitumbi changa mundu. They are just lying, like you are saying. They are just lying. They just want to use imfa ya balungu beneleke bizuru kuti wapeze chani. Kuti wapeze koka jakampata out maybe Zambians will give them that sympathy vote of saying no kaili because no tose pano paziko tizaka mwalira. What matters is when and how. So it doesn't mean that because mwagwirira chitumbi wamene mulili uko then ninshi na vanhu vazambians kuno right izareka kuenda. Can you just do a right thing? You will know for sure that even olo vanhu ngati vayambana mu villages kuyambanira na hukumu. Winango akafasiwa
zikomo Mukosa kamba vambiri monga uli paradi na iwe. Hello? Hello?
Mashari matatu.
Mkama umbe.
Mkama. Awe. Mikonka mfumo dure mikonka ikokoro. Any advice na safa kwa mpera kwa batari. First of all ne walevi kuno kumzambia. Mkwae batari ifwe kuna mikonka from the time opo mwais vidana nkaneni na mikonka. Nomba abu teji. First of all ngatamurande fyama. Ishi mafuwa kumfile fumerani. Anto hawa maana mkusabaina pwe mwalimu pata makebi ibo murero nsintu if it is straightforward. So advice ningantera kwa batari kwa chikulifuwa for kumimfwa kumureranda abantu baishwa kwa chibolesa nkumifurumanya because those are people that are supporting wewe na political leaders wawe na kwata mfyaba washare bombe fyamano bantu wao. So abantu baishwa batari don't even waste time man kuba katinga bima barabako. Pari franze fumala na batari nani mfukomba shunze nashpanga sense. And if you rero kwa bati fivale mi bati mwa exam if you mirorera mukaburi because he has a political we are the opposition who kwete kona nani na mileage ya kwa bati political mileage umwani kwata. If you are here ibi maimo muri kura mureta kona compete na bamdala adibinga bapwisha timu yako futo arefu atwabika kona bantu wa timu. So mpitishi murimo batari mrewo mbafe wino forget pale abale criticize for my land a contribution na chafu sokolanda.
Thank you my brother, thank you. Hello.
Batari chunguro pomkwai.
Mkwai shani wani.
Au tuyaba mtendefu. Hawe fresh tukakwena mkutiko wa papa.
abantu bonse abali support ifirelanda abali ku South Africa babene makebi kulu nabae tafukweta bakweta mano because bawisoke bafwe wasumi na tino badati twala bashika pali banemba bafwe banemba tukaya bashika pali banemba yo panganda kono twalipokera pali saba anko sisi wako baba nanti wanko baya totungasumilo kusashika batata papa panganda pamiso tafile panga posensi watati. One of them even questioned the caliber of Makebi group because him being a lawyer stands in the right position to advance the fact. You people, this is the position. Government Iran. That's Valungu, that's a national asset. He was the president for all Zambians. My Monaca, but why they on holding on to the body of in the name of politics, whatever benefits that they are trying to get from the body of Varungu. I'm sure na Varungu yuko balibareni. Atibushanisha bae bantu na kwetu. The people that I thought are my people intend to be my enemies, even in his own death.
Yeah. No, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Tayali, my friend.
I'm quite my one day.
Usininsu minishiwa okuranda ma views yande na waransta bloku na naba genes mwe.
Yo, my views here no. Should I me block? Speak your views.
Okay. Aona totera mkwai bakala. Ine efuna trafa ya kulanda nisi. Ba edga rungu wali wakateka basi ande traffic. Eri wali wakateka bazambi. Bali kwete urupoko bafumeni. Noko bafierwe.
Nifafi.
Oko bafierwe kutya noko baire opira abana bakwete. Ine mukumona kwandi tera kwata maka. Pakushika kwabo. So nga balefu kuya bashika nga kuya bocha kuya babosa mumenchi. Yabo ekutambirwa abo. Nga bakana be natabalefu akyampa kintu kifofile. Abanenzi wa Tanzania bali kwata constitution yabo. Okweba ati kateka ngafwa. Kanfulumende irasenda olubali ulutalamba mkushika kwa katrika ulawafu. But ifo mzambe zatoa kwa tefyo. Icho kuberele chine chimfulungani. Ngayali ni constitution lumwe supozambia. Mechi chimfulungani ngatakudi. Simon mwansaka puipu bafu. Ubuteko bwa jimina tuwala sengenza nanitane olubali mbushika kwabo. Bataba kwete amakabali ni banani wali nupura pantu bafumine kubufumu. Olo abafuma kubufumu tabashika mumbokoshi. Baile bashika munani tani tutapalile batu nimpasa nomba kwa lihofu bafita mu November. Imana nibasakire. Lupwa ababa kubufumu kentu babweshe kubufumu babalati kabe. Tunelida ero na fete nda peme mpundu ne mitundu wale supporta baba le supported ala tachirele ngo mutende bala bali ku South Africa bale kintu bashike for the food Chicago.
Hello bashikuru bantu
kushika bale kintu bashike
so bashikuru bantu mwapanga ma points mwapanga you have made a few points there. And I like, I don't come here just people to support me. All I want is that let's dialogue. Let's dialogue. You know, panamo kuti mwanchita convince kuti pano pene mwampili bula. Ata ofu malanda. Finafu kwa tamano kuchirefu ndandide. So, in first point mwalanda kwa bati balaba alungu bali kwato lupolo woko wafumine abakashi babo n'abana n'abambyuko bali kwata so nelyo bafwa nangu bali ni bakateka olupolo awo elufude tatashani lwa kwatamaka. It's the family that should take precedence now. And you have even spoken about the issue of Tanzania. To say in Tanzania there is a law, but in Zambia we don't have the law. Now, here is the issue. Number one, yakwebati, mamnina, ine panondi ndefo kubakateka. The moment I become a president, I become a state property. I become a state property. And how is that confirmed? How is that confirmed? Number one, kateka, after wabakateka, you are entitled to security mpaka nemfwa. Why do they give you the security? Because you are a state property. A state property means you must be preserved by the state. You are important to the state. You are important to the state. Once you become a president, you are important to the state. And that is why when you leave presidency, they even give you security. They even give you drivers to drive you. They even give you vehicles. And they even continue paying you mpaka nemfwa. Your relatives will benefit in terms of, for example, Inyanda. Mamona? Because you are a state property. So, il y a issue akwabati yo inena fierwe kulupa Rwandi. Ila wa icho tuchinjika kwabati is the president nangu koku inanimbona namba yenu mkwete ile ya kufialo. Nangu ni kufialo efo chava. Trump for example shani nangu ngafwa is a state property. So
nero ya kumine bwali state property. Nero wale mtola kuchifungu wali state property.
You are a state property. So Valungu is a 60th Republican president. And as a 60th Republican president, he is a property of a state. Unfortunately. Number mwalanda kwa wati yo tatua kwa tefunde. Tatua kwa tefunde. Which he says that no, it should be the whatever. Amafunde Muzambia yapangwa muishira shinga shitatu. There are 3 ways that we make the laws. Number 1, it is mu parliament. Mwamona? Mu parliament vaya wapange funde shana shan actually not 3 but 2. Mu parliament wapange funde. Number 2, ma judgment. Ama judgment yelewa shima fumu wapanga. They become part of the law. Because yafunde sometimes tupanga through parliament. Kula fumu efishalamo. If isamukusa mukumonekera muisa makoti, it comes out in the courts. To say, oh, okay, this one is not in the constitution. But now, since there is this case, this is our judgment. And that becomes part of our laws. And in Zambia, there is a precedence. There is a precedence. And that precedence, nipali wakaunda, ili wakaunda wafuide. Wakaunda waverati, inende fuanka mkanshike, perform next kuwa kashwari.
Kanshike kumwefu.
But, iyo waile kukoti waile wakata, since wakaunda wadi niwa president is the state property. Ubuteko, ebufuide wa wakuntanshi. And that is how we ended up burying him pa embassy park. So, in terms of the law, there is a law. A law as a result of the judgment that was passed. There is a law. And ku South Africa, nama judges, ili wapere sambu, because I'm South Africa, bali pere sambu, ubuteko. And bali pere in sambu, ubuteko, it's because there is that law. They said, no, fia ishitikepo Muzambiefi. Fia ishitikepo. And since fia ishitikepo, tuwala konkefe, efe mwako onkere, pali wakaunda. Ilio, uyuwe no lipo, ewa nikateka, walungu ewa nikateka. Ilio wakaunda wafi. So we will follow that. And that is what they respected. Mamon. So, so in terms of, so they can push it. So they can push it kopano no, nalampe. So, in terms of kwebati yo, I add kwa toko afumine. in terms of that, when you become a president, you should know you become part of the state. It's not that the relatives will not be consulted. The relatives will be consulted, but what goes first, it is the state. I mean, people, we have been talking about Paliwakapwepwe, not in the manner that it really happened. Vakaunda was there. That was a state funeral. Vakaunda was there. The only thing that was stopped, according to Umwana Wabakapwepo, who was on TV, it was about the speeches. When she stood up to say, no speeches. But everything went according to the state program. Everything went according to the state program. The only thing was that Iyo Wakaunda wa iminoka tibalandi at Umwana wa waisa imia to say no speeches. And you can imagine at that point, people are there and Kaunda wants to speak. And then somebody comes up to say no speeches. What was Wakaunda going to do? Certainly, the wise thing was at that point, you know. But Fiapusana, with the situation that we have, what program the state should be the family. It should be the family. Then bakateka bekasangwako. No, I mean, fidia, it is just not right. Anyway, you wanted to say something.
No. Basikia natotera mdara mabera wakashitokwa. Na chirafa ya numba tuwele zese mapa nono. Twala kuliba chiluba. Ogo twala kuelera. Wa chiluba elio tali bafunisha ma immunities wa chiluba tefi.
Yes.
Kushatari wapokele bagadi.
No, we didn't.
Tatoa wapokele nyoto kwa. Tatoa wapokele ofesi. Iyo ofesi iya alino mubumfi Emmanuel Mwamba. Tatoa wapokele. Tatoa wafunisha ma immunities. Ero mubumfi Emmanuel Mwamba ali wabuteko. Nomba kuli balungu. Twala tube umfu abantu balelando kweba tababafunisha ma immunities. But balungu abene bayishire bwerera kubuteko bayishire bwerera mu politics. Ero ma politics baba pokolola fidia. Nama pokolola fidia kateka wa otwale chindikati kateka wa number 6. Wamupokolola abakwipika abakuwasha abakumwensha mwapokolola na fyonse ashara minwe. Kabiri pa mungu hapo penye wakuti aleya kuchipatala mwapokolola mwafunyapo. Nomba wani short ingalanda tinikateka tatwamuchindike liliadi umuntu.
Okay.
Ero kabiri.
Okay.
Neshimusonda.
Emkwai.
Mpwidi kisefu. Ero kabiri. Idio afuma muchalo omuntu mulwele. Obubulwele nga twakonka omwine ero alikateka alisala kwena nalilwale fya musango efine. Nama video twalia mwene. Ndaya chilanchita kuli ba specialist ba doctor baba ishibefya fya bulwele bwati. Nomba ija bayishire sababu era bayikala babafunya pa buteko. Barefa ikokuya ba cancer. Kali barefa okuya kali ba cancer. Paka bene pasapulinkanya mtu yakwabo. Naba basuminishe naba bemishe fiore ntito shani lapwa. Nomba tuto alanda shani mwe bashikia nga mwalole shapo mwimu. Apatulanda fipo mungu aba umebonze tatre dani kana tre panda chamana. Mwe unga mwasambo onangabi rupwa ruenu. Baye digalungu bali bakalamba beno bachitefi. Mwa mtumwa mposhani.
So bashimusonda nomba umfweni. Bashimusonda. Number 1, mwaewa kwa tibachiruba bali bafumisha immunity but awapokele wa security. Ukufumia immunity has got nothing to do no kufumia presidential benefit. It has got nothing to do with that. Let's separate that, okay? But
okay, apopene bumwandondo apopene bwanje bako ikonde fo kuisa
No, let me come. Let me come now. Now, Balungu, if I ask you, why was the security or the presidential benefits, why were they removed? Why were they withdrawn? According to
politics.
Mwasuka yo, they can push. They can me push number. Yo na mulondolola, na mpela. Na mwasuko bati, icho bampokere because bali wera kuma politics. Number, ilio babwerere kuma politics, bawapoka na fidia. Does it mean that he stopped being a former president? Does it mean that he stopped? He didn't stop. He still remained a former head of state, isn't it? The former head of state. Is it the former head of state? Mushekabati yo kano alefo and he former head of state. Ni former head of state. Like Ndeisa namulondolola. Then ukufumapo mwaisa ebati yo bali bakenye bale bakanya ukuya kuchipatala. Mwamona. First of all, so now we have agreed the benefits were withdrawn because Edgar Lungu had come back into politics. And that lifunde. It's not now, but whatever can you kuchipatala. And I will tell you that in your area shimwa umfwa. The area shimwa umfwa, but I will tell you ngaumo wali close kuliba Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu tabale bakanya ukuya kuchipatala iyo. Tabale bakanya ukuya kuchipatala. Na nalamye ba number 1, mwalishi batu balungu balile ku Korea. Balile ku Korea balungu. Babwera.
Tebu washile sompula mundeke bawafunya mundeke.
Iyo teka nyeni. Ndemwe balile ku Korea babwera. Balungu ku South Africa kuinoku balileko babwera. Balungu balile Munangagwa nomba linepete Munangagwa bamukisire bale mukisa inaugurate mulayibukisha nomba linepe
kona ile nali mwene
balile babwera na papene balungu bafulile ku South Africa eko bafulile nicho bali basuminisho kuya. So what I'm telling you, I'm giving you a number of reasons, a number of times when Balungu went out of the country. However, it's true. No, let me come. It is true that there were times when Balungu bawafumishe mundeke. Necho bawafumishe mundeke. Nipa yapa kwebati Balungu bali ebelema ubuteko kwati yo ndeya kuchipatala ndi whatever. Nicho. According to the information that the government had, it was related to politics. Mamon.
Nomba mule kwata shani kishingo kwebatu uteko wakwete information ya chachine na nguyabusi.
So
abopelo bashia begin to wele
because I don't want us to stay too long. There are people that also want to call in. So the point is that now, I will respect your views. If you can believe what you want, but from my point of view, I want to tell you that there were a number of times that Edgar Lungu went out of the country and he was not stopped. There were a number of times, and like some of these times, you even know about yourself. The last one, Kuli Munangagwa, bali de Kuli Munangagwa, baya no kuwela. Mwamona. If Balunga chakova talking ngabale fwa ngabali kwete chale kalipa. Then abaide kuli Munangagwa ngabali yana ku South Africa baya undapo. No bali chobali babwera. Na bapeni ilio balu. Ufweni. Na bapeni ilio balu ini. Ilio bali ya ku South Africa. Bali lembele kuko bati ndeya kuchipatala. Ba Patrick Kangwa. Useko waisa asiko kwati.
Atatukweterupia.
Awe tefo ba aswike.
Varias
Mwamona.
Nengala tokoshaba ya.
Mwamona nomba. Evo afyo Mwamona nomba. Evo afyo watu wakwata because tusumina ifinti fishinka. Ifishinka fya kwebati. Mwamona nomba. Ifishinka fya kwebati. Inkalata wa Patrick Kangwa bali landianishi na makebi zuru na ikala. pa press conference yabo bahali lande ba press ba Patrick ngoko bati bahali ba notify ba government ko bati treya kuchipatala ubuteko kwa isabu shoko bati tapali ubwafya wafilisha nshimulefu aya ba doctor baba lungu bashire bwe shakalato ko bati we just wrote this letter to inform you, not that we need anything from you. We don't need anything from you. Nishna makebi naikala. So, tule konke fishinka. Ngato konke fishinka chala tuafwa.
All right. Wasikia, ngefino mwachanda tutawakarishe sana. Last of correct patching kitimo. Mwachinja atutushe differentiate pama benefits na removal of immunities. Number, wasikia nga wafunyama benefits. Kateka nga mamupoka security. It has got nothing to do. Ngamranda nikateka, alipo nikateka. Tetufaya kateka achene zolo, tetufaya kateka aisanga mtayosi yosi. The fact is security afire yakwata.
Number, washimusonda, tuweke sana kunu manapapata. Nini shokobati, whatever they removed, because of politics, did it stop Walungu from being former head of state?
So he
didn't. Yona, chisma wasumshonda rekeni ndande kona wa minatotera. Can you complain sure with all this time that I've given you? Wasumshonda. Let's be fair. I mean, look at how much time I've given him, but he's still complaining. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Tayali, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How, Mr. Tayali?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. I just want to ask something about Mr. Makebi. Is Mr. Makebi normal?
Well, I think let's be fair. I mean, the man is a lawyer, and what I think he is okay. We can differ in opinion, but I don't think we should go to those extent to say he's not normal. We differ. We are differing in opinions. I think that's how I'll look at it. Not to say he's not normal. I think that will be something else.
Yes, I understand you, because from the time he started yesterday to be alive, we followed him. Yeah, but like what he was saying, no, if I cannot be, can't be on the funeral in 5 minutes to be in Lusaka with Kichtundu. Yeah, that's why we could ask it, is he normal? Because that man is a statesman. Anyway, otherwise, we'll wait for them to decide what they are supposed to do.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Tayari mlisha?
Mkwa, shanai.
Live?
I'm live.
Okay. Mingi komkeria shile ya but opinion yandi ela ndo kwewa ati Makebi muntu ngoku imina pantu efya sandi na eno kuma
sana.
Pero tapadi wala mukanya.
Tapadi.
Tapadi wala mukanya. Pero rombete ndiko kuranda pote kwezi. Batari wa record. Iyo Walungu bale batakunikanya mulipo na kunganda bibo. Yabaye kutula
geti.
No kulanda sana imo batayali.
Sana.
Ukupokolola Walungu. Papo bale bapishyamo. No, Nairobi abale bapishyamo kyabama yakuri nyine. Fyapiribuka cyane kweke ninde kwandikije.
Fyapiribuka cyane. Mwapusha bwino. Mwale batsa defend Walungu. No mbalelo.
Fyapiribuka cyane kweke.
Sorry?
Siapilimuka cyane.
Emkwa ndemi yasuka kai nomba. So ngumfweni kai. Na mwipisha question isuma. Lekeni mjasuka bwino. Ito nale bachita defendi balungu. Nale bachita defendi pafya lechitika. Nomba balungu apana abafua. Elo lupolo wa mululefu alubashike balungu ku South Africa. Ine ndekana. Echo ndekana chakwati balungu ni ba former head of state. Elo yes, taturekana tiyo kwa lifumwe fya vipile. Oko fya vipile. Nombe fya vipile. Ushetu konka nyepo nelio balungu bafuile. Even when lungu is dead, we should continue with the same bitterness. No. That is what I'm refusing. Even haka inde ichilema. Wait a minute. Even haka inde ichilema. He was also treated bad by Edgar Lungu. If haka inde ichilema today, if haka inde ichilema died, and then he would say, no, I don't want, let's just imagine Walungu is there. I would criticize haka inde ichilema. Even myself, where I am, if I were to die, and my children say, no, but atawa chulile fibadi mu exile, I would say, no, that is not right. That is my position.
Okay.
That is my position. In a position but in a position yandi yakwebati tufuire tulelelana. Muma politics kula wokulufya ukubifyanya. But tufuire tulelelana. Tukonka nyepo fino no kwa wanchi stretch inecho ndekana.
Nkenomba ukole batanzi. Ibo mule gonti amashiwaye ngisana na bisana pali makoti yali ndimi nokono kumbini na bomira nse.
Makebi zultanji binepo Milan. Direkeni mievecho. Makebi zultanji binepo Milan.
I can recall very well. I can recall very well.
Nice. Aishrem kuirango lukula because now ufuati tayari huku bale muikata ero kuliba media. Kuliba media echo Makebi Zulu aishire kwa bachaira ngolukula ama loya zabalenja fwa bengi tamwa beshiba nicho bena tabale isamuku ilanga kuliba media nomba Makebi Zulu alefo kwa bachaira ngo mumumone mulande fina tiyo Makebi Zulu ni Makebi Zulu ngakuafwa nina afuide ero ine ndiye meba panopele pachilimbo kwa bati Makebi Zulu inetanja afuide Makebi Zulu ali afuidwe ukuilanga olukula.
Okay, na mfadomba echo ndeku kulanda kupampwa yabali chakweba government nefe kusistemo bali abantu imomo munakonka bantu yabi utima ufire wabani bukambone ero limotire sho kulande chinga na tureka baya presidency na kinda yibo efyo mure ibina kona mukateko kweba timpese tete cyane ibintu kimo kirubadira ndirati amashuri bombyane yedo nsumayi kwebati pinta nkiti yabwe
balesa bayirafya wana bomwe naturanda kaloko bati it's about forgiveness. We are not refusing that there were certain things that were done to Edgar Lungu which are not right. It is clear, it is given, but we should forgive. That's all. Hello? Yes.
Batali.
Yes, sir.
I really sympathize with you. Never. Batali. Why am I even saying so?
Hello?
Na bwela yachiputuka.
Iyo nina chimiputura fie.
Na bebo ya putuka.
Hello? Yes.
Am I through to the show, Mr. Tayali?
Yes, you're through.
Okay, boss. I want to give my opinion because I rarely get on these kinds of shows and find myself there. But my young brother was listening and it has interested me because of 1,000 different opinions.
Yes.
You see, first of all, in life we are all entitled to personal opinions. It is a fundamental right. Each one of us should have an opinion.
Yes.
Now, when we cut through the opinions and what, sometimes let's now deal with the facts. Okay? Now, I heard you somewhere speaking to one of those callers and you said, I think you were agreeing with him that yes, while in Tanzania there is a law around the barriers of former presidents and what in Zambia we don't have a law. Yes, but we have established a norm. And we have buried former presidents and sitting presidents, and we have established a process with which we do this. So much so that under the leadership of the same Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, he himself took this matter to a court over the burial of former President Kenneth Kaunda. This matter went to court and it was established that out of public and national interest, the concerns or the wishes of the family are overridden by the greater good of the nation. May he so rest in peace. Edgar Chagwa Lungu fought to a certain extent the Kaunda family to ensure that that man is buried where he is. And based on that, because there was some kind of court ruling, some sort of legal precedent was established. Now, I know in law circles, there was a fair disagreement around whether it was an actual court ruling or it was just an injunction which was overthrown, and over time, that is besides the point. That is an established fact. Now, let's come back to personal opinion. You see, a lot has been said by both the state and Makambi Zulu, who's now representing the Lungu family and is also part of their legal team there. Everything from no, we don't want President HH to be at that funeral. Then they said no, we suspect funny things are going to be done. No, you have stopped cadres from coming to the airport and you are disturbing the nature of how we want this funeral to run. Several things. Ultimately, 2 days ago, was it a day ago, Mekabi came back and insisted that for them, the fundamental issue is that they do not want President Hakainde Hichilema to attend that burial because it was the wishes of the late former president that this particular person should not come to my funeral. Now, there's two things we need to be factual about. There's Hakainde Hichilema, the person, and there's Hakainde Hichilema, the presidency. Not the president, the presidency. In this current presidency, an individual called Hakainde Hichilema is holding the presidency. And if we have now established by almost a fact of law that this is a national and state event, therefore how can you expect that the presidency cannot come because the individual who holds the presidency you have a personal vendetta against? You cannot hold 21 million people ransom because you, Makebi Zulu, and the widow and the late children have a personal vendetta against the person who holds that office, because it's not that family that put him in there. It is a populace of Zambia that matches the popular vote as established by law, 50+1. Therefore, you cannot pick that person and just because you're now holding the nation to ransom. And it's not right what the Lungus have done. Now, when I started this discussion, I said, we're entitled to our opinion. And this is my opinion. Now, what happens in life? People differ in opinions. Fathers and children, husbands and wives, uncles and aunties, relatives. Natural course globally has established that when personal opinions differ, you go to an arbiter who is established by law. In this case, because this happened in South Africa, they went to a South African court. That's a whole other secondary discussion whether South African court has jurisdiction over Zambia or whether Zambia has jurisdiction over. The fact is, ultimately, the Lungus went to a court of law. And they have lost this matter in a court of law.
Yes.
And they are entitled to appeal as they have rightly done. Because that's what you do now. When you get to an impasse over personal differences, you go to an arbiter. So why are Makebi, who is an established lawyer himself, keeping going on to put what are now looking like personal agendas by coming to come and declare what the family... Let's go to court. This matter ultimately, I don't think, and we can have these shows run for the next 2 years arguing about this, because out of 3.9 million or 6 million voters we have in Zambia, 1.8 voted for Lungu, 2.8 for Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, there will probably be as much as that number of opinion against this matter. So really, but it's also nice that you bring it in so that you hear the heartbeat of the people on both sides of the argument. It's nice. It's good for the mind. It stimulates all of us. It gets us thinking about several things. And some of these things we are arguing about now are things that will affect a lot of us in our lives. And we can learn from this about hate, about love, about reconciliation, about religion, about all those kinds of things. And even more importantly, as a nation, I think we've now questioned ourselves whether leaving these things unwritten, is this the way to go? And probably, unfortunately, as a result of Mr. Lungu's death, maybe we could cure this permanently and decide a way forward. Because you see, we never think about these things. Right now, we are just arguing about Christianity and what. We are a nation. What if we get a presidency or a parliament that in the next 10 years changes from Zambia being a secular state, meaning there's a possibility that we can have a Muslim president? What do we do now in 10 years' time and we have a Muslim Zambian who's the president and the Muslims bury within 24 hours of your death? How will we deal with such issues? So all these things are guys. For me, the bottom line to this topic is that only the law will resolve this. And then everybody else shall forever hold their peace. While holding their peace, they will be entitled to their opinions, including Makebi's opinion or that of the family. And you see, it leaves a bitter taste. I don't want to support the sitting government. I don't want to support Makebi. But clearly, with the way he's driven this agenda, and now his pedigree, and let's all agree, his pedigree on the national stage has risen highly as a result of this position he's taken, and he's become the face of the Lungu family. Then he is the man who comes and causing this cacophony around the burial of our head of state, not his, our former head of state. And then he goes himself and declares himself a president. Come on. This is a playbook. This is such an obvious playbook. And then it raises the question, whose agenda are you driving? So let Makebi, and if the Lungu family are listening to this, let them self-introspect. Not that any of this will resolve this issue, like I've said, other than in court. But let them self-introspect. What is the end game to this? Another 2 million votes for Makebi over somebody's dead body that he's keeping in the mortuary for the last 6-7 months, God knows, maybe for the next couple of months until the next election or whoever then comes into power or remains in power and changes the position on this matter. It's very unfair. So in closing, because let me allow other people to speak, I have highlighted the 3 issues here. We all have a personal opinion. I've given mine. We all have a national position on this matter. It's well established. It's not in debate. At the end of the day, the overriding thing is this matter is in court and there will be closure. And whether now I don't know whether there's winners and losers in this matter. Whether the state wins it against this appeal or the Lungus through Makebi do, at the end of the day, the rest of us should forever hold our peace. That's all I've got to say about this.
Before you go, let me just tell you that you have made very good contributions, and you say that you don't usually participate, but you know, you are the kind of people that needs to be participating in this kind of platforms. So please, I encourage you to keep participating, not just on this platform, even on other platforms, so that people can benefit from your intelligence, your wisdom, and your know-how. Your knowledge, rather.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I have my young brother to thank for this, but I have said I will hold my peace forever. Good night.
You have said very good points, and I encourage you, please, keep participating. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Daktari.
Yes, Mwabwela.
Yeah.
How much? I think you exhausted your points to Achilanda Sana, so I just said.
I'm not me.
You are not?
No, it's not me.
Oh, it's not you. Oh, voice ya Africa kwa timu.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, go ahead.
Wow.
But I think. Okay, go ahead.
Have you said anything? I'm just trying to put him. I think twice. It's cutting it twice.
Oh no, don't worry. Go ahead.
Thank you. Inenda mwachumfana ngopo na chambiro kulanda na chimena I really sympathize with you.
Okay, go ahead.
Na chambiro no kulandira paria. After that man mwachambo kulondolola
Okay. No, go ahead.
My brother, I'm still repeating the same way. Yeah, what I really sympathize with you. You know, but Tayali, you as a politician, with these other politicians, na mkwate ntito ya kula tufunda. and no kula understanding thing too. You know, it's a pity here that number one, but omuntu ngalero ndolola tunashula okutesha. So that even when you come with an argument, you come with a positive argument or a point of clear analysis of umuntu into challenge. This matter, why I'm referring this to my big man, the one who you gave him a lot of time. You know, you know, there is a so-called propaganda. Now, propaganda in sometimes I can even say it here, because you start bringing ama issues sometimes here, but in this matter, ni pari vamdala baba. Vamdala baru tabare vamfirolose. And it's really painful. That why you shall muri uzambianist weso. Nenda ambisheso. Takwa baba chintu cha msango ifi. Takwa baba. You know, like to me, my brother, honestly speaking, sometimes I don't even like even debate about this matter because there is some kungufisha kukalia because of some of us where we've gone through. Now my issues are msango ifi. Ababantu, my point is, look, you should not tolerate ama politics kufika pali age. Iya kwa tema politics legendary ya bonfia kwa chilo mwatu mukulanda tema politics ya abana. But you should not use politics in this way. Iya kwa tutulefa no kumfulo muntu so muntu ulele. Why? At the end of the day, we muntu show wabani wabo president ulefo kuimirina. Na yomwe ni mwewa family mwewe. You know, I keep on asking myself this question about Tayali. Like even the other man, the way he say, the point is sometimes family na yena ngana ikota kwa lewa nto bali organized. In this matter, me, I don't agree to support your fanani abo ba Esther. She's the family. No, paka shifiabo. But where is the family? Iya waba mdala baru and being a president wa mtu walikala wali. You know kwa walishita ko establish somewhere. If he's on for sure ngakwa liko aba ume. Go aliko people who can be able to reason, real sisters, uncles, aunties. I'm sure that Mama. But if you feel that sometimes it's because of late we cannot do too much about the personality or maybe his family or whatever. It's unfortunate, my brother. Muna tisita kwa educate for finala, pesa mkuleta kuchipande panto wa kufiapa awe, longo bali mkenyo kwenda awe. Umuntu wabale kutumole kuni aggression wa muntu kuti bakukanyuka mbona andikane. Mku ya mku senda andika no muti.
Why are you inauguration?
Fiabu tina yimu. But you don't want to do anything. I think I think women so very can move in the and they say that even before, don't people cheat you just because you are there? No, we saw everything. It was surrounding Human News Jones. That person was not even denying. But the only issue in on Achanda, I'm a politics. You have to feature party level. Thank you, my brother. Let me not waste a lot of your time. About maybe about the close.
Yeah. Hello?
Mr. President, Murishani. I'm quiet. I am very happy. I saw Kaidi Independence Day, we just celebrated Zambia 661. Then I saw something I respect about you. I saw you with your family. And that's something I really respect about you. I know deep down in your heart, Mr. Tayali, you are a patriot watching it because you love people. You know how somebody who loves people, we see them how they respect and value their own family. This is something I really appreciate, and it made me happy when I saw that Tayali's to my video clips with your daughter, the madam, everything. I was very happy, and considering that Independence Day, I lived that. And regarding today's topic, I just wanted to ask you a question so that Mindimo and Sambisha gonna impasse ya Barry our former president. If since the talk about defined law regarding number barriers, but we have got a custom regarding our incumbent. Ilia Ukulaikala is personal residency. What's your opinion on that one as an individual, not speaking for any political party or something?
First of all, I don't see the connection. Today's topic and the residents of Hakainde Islam. I don't see the connection.
Oh, in my head, I had it. I saw a connection. These things, I heard there was a caller who you were directing, rightly so, also advising Butila, when you become a head of state, president, you become a state property. Sophia Lalungu, may so rest in peace, he was state property. Even our incumbent now is a state property.
Yes, he is a state property.
But he...
So, but what is the connection about where he stays and being a state property? Is there is there a defined law that a state property should live here? Do we have a law that a state property should live here?
I don't think we do, sir.
No, we don't. So then what is your question?
No, we don't.
So what is the question?
So just like we don't have a defined law regarding the barrier, according to the Zambian constitution, Nama amendments, regarding barrier, Yama head of states, it formal was eating.
You, my brother, listen, you, my brother, I regard you as one of those people that is knowledgeable and who is able to follow issues.
Thank you.
And
I regard you the same.
And just before you came in, I think 2 calls before you came in, there was a man who elaborated very well on what you are talking about as regard to the issues of the barrio and the law. Equally myself, when I was talking to Kuriwa Shimusonda, I also articulated about that. It is not factual to say there are no rules on the barrio of the presidents. No, the funerals of a former president. It is not true. Why? Because like that caller spoke. He said we have norms, and then other than the norms, we have a judgment on Wakaunda. Other than that, we have a judgment that came from South Africa. So I don't think you can say it is the same thing about where the president stays and the burial of a former head of state. No, it's totally different. It's totally different. We don't have. Do we have any judgment relating to where a president should stay? According to your knowledge, do we have any judgment according to where the president should stay?
I'm in a good mood because I saw you in a family, then independence.
Family and if Marco Konefia independence, I mean, you are mixing up issues. Family and if Marco Konefia independence. Okay, if you ask me, maybe let's put it this way. If you ask me what is my opinion, suppose I were a president, where would I want to stay? Me, as Chilufa Tayali, where would I want to stay? Me, I would want to stay in State House. Me, I would stay in State House. Hakainde Ichilema has decided to start community house. That is his choice. And fortunately or unfortunately, there is no defined law on where the president should stay. I remember that somebody went to court. Sean Tembo, I think, went to court on this one. But I think the matter was dismissed. So really, in this instance, it remains now to an individual. It remains to an individual. Where do you want to stay? If you want to stay in State House, stay in State House. I mean, like in Kenya, for example, we have had presidents that have not lived in Uhuru House. Some people, they have lived outside whatever, even in other countries. So there is no law, unfortunately. You can't hold Haka in the HNM to say there is this law. Until then, you know, for now, I don't think we can fault Haka in the HNM, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on where you are. For me, it doesn't matter. As long as it's delivering, I've got no issue. But for me, if I am president, I would live in State House.
Well put, sir. I think because I heard you also mentioning, you know, forgiveness and other things. And from my little experience, you know, like leading our people, something that we fail to embrace somehow is the spirit of continuity, because sometimes we don't want to compromise. Anyway, that's just the question I had, and I think you've made your point. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Anyway, we have really been on this for quite some time, but the issue is that I've said a lot of things. The issue is that for me, Makebi Zulu and Esther, these two people, I'm putting them together in as far as Edgar Lungu's delayed state funeral. I'm putting it on them. The arguments that they are advancing, like I've said over and over, there should be forgiveness. There should be forgiveness. And no one will move me on this matter as long as you don't address the issue of forgiveness. Edgar Lungu, when he was president, he also did things to Hakainde Hichilema. He did things to me. He did things to many other people. Why do we only emphasize? No, because this was done to Edgar Lungu. This was done to Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu, what he did to others. So are we going to go in that route? No, we can't go in that route. Let's leave that. Let's move forward. The man was the former head of state. Let's bury him in Zambia in a dignified manner, and we move on. We cannot hold a country at ransom. And then, after that, now, Makebi Zulu comes up to say, I want to contest. To me now, it is saying, what is going on here? What is going on? First of all, we haven't even seen the funeral, the body, whatever. I mean, these people could have a plan. These people could have been the one that killed Edgar Lungu so that they can benefit. Because really, they have a motive. Makebi Zulu and Esther Lungu, they have a motive. They have a motive. They want to become president. Yes, Esther has not declared to say, I want to become president, but these two are together. These two are together. Makebi Zulu is saying that the moment Hakainde Hichilema recuses himself, the next will bring the body immediately. That guy stops speaking as a lawyer now. He's speaking as he's part of this. He's part of this. So how can he say he's part of this if he's not in agreement with the next of kin, who is the widow? How can he say that? Makebi Zulu can only come out like that because he's in agreement with Esther Lungu. That is my view. That is my view. Makebi Zulu is coming to Zambia. He said, I've not committed any crime. Yes, I agree. Makebi Zulu has not committed any crime. But we are doing politics. We are doing politics. So, once you have to know, politics has got its own rules, which are no rules. Politics has got its own rules, which rules are no rules. Listen to me very carefully. Politics has got its own rules, and the rules of politics are no rules. Makebi Zulu has done things himself where he has fabricated things and he treated other people as criminals. Treated other people the same way his brother killed that man in cold blood. He has done it. Mtembo Njito may not be dead, but the way he treated him, that man would have died. That man would have died. If Makebi Zulu had a gun, he would have shot Mtembo Njito. So, for me, I'm drawing, parallels. Makebi's brother's actions and Makebi Zulu's actions, the way he treated other people, the way he is so stone-hearted, on Chitumbi Chabalungu. It is saying, this man is a dangerous man. This man is a dangerous man. And such a dangerous man, we should allow him to come and campaign, to come and do things and blah, blah, and stand. Yeah, it is his right. And he's a Zambian. Let him go back to Zambia. Let him go and campaign. Let him go and be on that presidential ballot. No problem. But politics has got its own rules. And the rules of politics are no rules. I'll end there. Good night. May God bless you and may God bless Zambia.